Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club, streaming live Friday night, party night, and we are here for a very special event. You may have heard of it if you're in the certain circles. Tonight is the Virtual Racers Club's quarterly endurance event, the first one of 2022, and we find ourselves at Suzuka for 2.5 hours racing with the Group 1 cars and the Group 4 cars. We were seeing Jokers driving around, but at the moment, Koi Cup, we can see in his Jaguar. We've got a couple of Jaguars out there in the Group 4s. Turtle is in a Corvette. And yes, 2.5 hours with Group 1 cars and Group 4 cars. Anything can happen. Settle yourself in, get yourself some snacks, get yourself some brews, a bit of brew, and bed yourself in, because we're here for the long haul. It's going to be cracking. Skyjacker saying, good evening, sir. Why, hello there. Racer Brown saying hello. And Barry Twins saying hello, thingy. Super excited for this event. Good luck to all my fellow competitors. Yes, let's see about stamina. Let's see who's got the stamina, because a 2.5 hour race, it may be sim racing, but it still takes a lot out of you. And you'll see, come near the end of the 2.5 hours, after the lap times will be slipping, you'll see some competitors fade in there. I hope they've all been up the gym and got themselves in the right mindset. Web Smurfer, I'll tell you the grid. And Racer Brown saying good luck to yourself, Barry, in the chat. A lot of love in the chat. Well, I've come out of that now because I've got to go to Discord so I can tell you what the grid is. I believe that's the grid. So, yes, the grid. They qualified last week in 2 half-hour sessions, and it's turned out that Racer Brown is on pole. Hey, that's our first look. It's Pat who sent me this information. Cheers, Pat. So Racer Brown is on pole with Noxie in second. And I think that I want to say Red Bull Racer Brown is in a Toyota TSO 30. I think Noxie might be in the Toyota 50. Uh-oh. Jimbo can't see Liam. Let me see if I can see Liam. I can see Liam, that's all that's important. So Jim says he can't see Liam. The Group 1 cars out there now stretching their legs. See Barry Twins in his, well, it's not Golf, is it? It's Punk. It's a new fuel, new rocket fuel. So anyway, the grid. Red Bull. Because he's put the initials down, it's RBR, and I just want to say Red Bull Racing. Racer Brown is on pole with a 141.1. I'm not going to do the times. Noxie's in second. Liam Anfield is in the Porsche. She's in third. Skyjacker is... No, Matt Sykes, that must be. Yeah, Skyjacker's in the Group 4s. I'm terrible, sorry. Matt Psycho is fourth on the grid. Jim, fifth. No, that's not right. Daz got himself higher than that. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'll go and search out something else. Hang on. There's 2 streams. Oh, everyone else is streaming, that's why. They're streaming their race, so you can find this from their point of view in loads of places. Is there a group there? Not there? Hang on, stick with me. It'll be in here somewhere. Oh, that's the sign up, that's why. Race info. God, that's a lot of info. Let's have a look. So the grid. Yeah, that's not the grid. We'll see the grid when they start. Oh, I can't be bothered to keep looking around. Life's too short, you know. Oh my lord. See, that one's got Daz above Jim, so this one must be the right one. Cool. So, Racer Brown's on pole. Noxie's in second place. Liam Anfield is in third. Matt Psycho is fourth. Daz is fifth. Jim is sixth. Barry Twins is seventh. And Pat is eighth in the Group 1s. Then in the Group 4 cars, Skyjacker is pole. Homesick Alien is second fastest. Web Smurfer third in his Jaguar. Turtle in the Corvette is fourth fastest, with Jokers in fifth, Koi Carp sixth, and Dan Wolf in seventh, possibly. Is there a Dan Wolf in the house? I haven't seen a Dan Wolf. You'll never know. So it's 8 o'clock. That's when the race commences. Let me get rid of Discord, get back onto YouTube just to make sure I'm not missing out on anything. And Pat saying good evening. Oh, hang on, I'll close that. I'll close it because now I'm delayed. Okay. I can't spectate yet. So here we go. Pat saying good evening. Mama Sykes in the house saying hi from my hospital bed. Oh no, hope you're feeling good, better. Good luck, guys. Go, Matt. Mama Sykes saying thank you. Racer Brown saying get well soon, Mama Sykes. And Pat saying in the endurance race info, and Mama Homesick saying everything, evening thingy, fingers crossed for Homesick. He's got a tough call to try and beat, oh, they're gonna have their big numbers on. I'm still outside, dude. Honestly, I'm literally getting in, shoving food down my throat, and right at the beginning of the race. So my starting position is stood outside because I haven't even literally, I just sat down for 10 minutes to eat my dinner. So yeah, I'll be starting the race stood in the conservatory because I don't know, because I want a fag. To tell you the truth, I can't smoke all day except for break times, and then I come home and then I have to need a fag, you see. Well, that happens. So yeah, I'm stood outside. I'm not going in for the beginning of the race. I'm having my fag. This is me being defiant. I don't know who against, because it's my job. There's not much I can do about it. So they're really struggling with not seeing someone. I don't know who. I saw Liam. I can see Liam. I can see Jokers. I can see Koi Carp. I can see Web Smurfer. I can see Racer Brown. I can only see 12 though. We should have full beans, which should be 15. I don't know who we can't. Who's not around? I do not know. Honestly, don't know. Oh, Jim's left. Oh, maybe Jim. Oh, they're just working out who they can see and who they cannot see. So I think Jim's gone off to have a bit of a clear out. Maybe, possibly. Gaz can see him in the bits. So they're just working out who can see him and who cannot. It seems so far, everyone else can see him. Oh, I can't see anything now. I've got a weird camera. How weird. Oh, I hope this doesn't blow up for me. Ooh, no, it won't let me see Liam. Won't let me jump on him. But I can at least see him in the timings. There he is. I can see you. I wonder why it wouldn't let me clip onto you. Right, I'll go in. Okay. So it looks like I am going to be at the keyboard before the beginning of the race. Still not enough. I'll be out again. Don't worry. 2.5 hours. It's going to be a tough one. So it looks paused on YouTube because I'm sat on Liam, and he's not going anywhere. Let's have a look at Matt's icon. Let's get rid of those numbers. Let's get a little fancy name piece up there and his helmet. So here we go. Sitting down now, getting more comfortable. I wonder if my brew's ready for a slip. Ooh, dearie me. Liam trying a bit of banter and remembers the rules of no mudslinging in the thing. I don't think anyone will count that as mudslinging. He said Matt Psycho's going backwards. There's a fun rivalry between Liam Anfield and Matt Psycho. They do usually race each other on track, so yes, there's always good banter between the pair. on the chats in Discord. So I'll get the grid looking. Now, this is fancy. I'm pretty sure Pat's done all this, and it's very nice looking. So we're at Suzuka. We're going to be racing. It's a 2.5 hour race, but it's going to be 88 laps. I think they've worked it out what's roughly 2.5 hours, and so I think we're going to do it on lappage. There's Matt Psycho sitting fourth in his what's he in, a Toyota 030. So Homesick is asking if we're ready. This is going to be 2.5 hours of your life. You're never getting back, so you commit now, or you can off. No, I'm joking. Come on, you can come and go as you please. Pause it and watch some tomorrow, and then watch some another day. It's all right. Don't feel the pressure to hang around. So here we go. Racer Brown, Noxie, Liam Anfield, Matt Psycho, Daz, Jim, Barry Twins, and Pat will be lining up, or for a rolling start, I believe. I think it's a rolling start. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a rolling start. They'll be lining up with the Group 1 cars, and in the Group 4 cars we'll have Skyjacker, Homesick, Alien, Web Smurfer, Turtle, Jokers, Koi Cup, and Dan Wolf. And I don't think Dan Wolf's here. How many we got then? 14, yeah, it doesn't look like Danny the Wolfman Wolf A has shown up. The fear got to him. The fear must have got to him. It's okay. Strawberry Fanta to keep me going for the start of the race. I've got 3 cans of Red Bull and a latte in front of me, Pat. I don't think I'll do all 3 cans. I'll let you know if we do. So Web Smurfer can't see Liam, but Homesick says we've got to get going, man. It doesn't really matter if they don't see each other. They just think they're going to be a position higher. And then if they come across each other on the track, it's very funny because they merge. Oh dear, I've pressed a button there. I don't know if you've seen that. Obviously not. Yeah, the menu came up for the PS5. I don't know what I pressed. I pressed a button on the keyboard. It makes me nervous. So there we see Racer Brown on pole with Noxie in second, Liam Anfield third, Matt Psycho fourth, Daz in fifth, Jim in sixth, Barry Twin seventh, and Pat in 8th place. These Group 1 cars, it's going to be quite tricky for them. Every 5 or 6 laps, they're going to be coming across. They're all on the racing softs. I don't think they're going to mess around with the tyres too much. I think there isn't really a tyre rule. And there we go. There's the Group 4 cars. Skyjacker's Honda ahead of Homesick Alien's Mustang. Web Smurfer, they're in 11th, 12th, 30. Well, we'll get back to the beginning. So, can Noxie get a jump on Racer Brown into the first corner? And he does straight away. Great squirt from Noxie to take the lead early doors. They say you can't win a race in the first corner, and Noxie's going to prove that wrong today. So Noxie takes an early lead on Racer Brown with Liam Anfield in third. Daz has got to jump on Matt Psycho there. So interesting start from these guys. Daz getting a jump on Matt Psycho with Barry Twins in 6th and Pat 7th. Oh, Pat's having an off, and that's going to help Jim out no end because it looks like Jim's had a slight mare off the line. And they're going to get very close then. The Group 4 cars, we have Skyjacker ahead of Homesick Alien. Web Smurfer in 11th. Joker stays in 12th. Koi Cup 13th. Turtle. So I think Koi Cup might have got ahead of Turtle there. Yeah, Turtle's dropped behind Koi Cup and Jokers. Noxie then still leading for the Group of 2s. There's movement down here. Liam Anfield slipped behind Daz. Absolutely tearing it up in his Group 1 Denso liveried Toyota 050. He's flying out there. Look at him go. Liam Anfield slipping down into 4th, and Matt Psycho's eyeing him up in Deedly Doodlies. He's checking out the rear of the Porsche, but the Porsche getting a tow from Daz just ahead of him. Barry Twins in 6th, Pat 7th, Skyjacker still leading. Oh, I think one of the Group 4 cars has got ahead of the Group 1 car, so we'll go and investigate that right this very second. So it's that one. Jim. Oh, Jim's having a proper mare on his first lap. I don't know what's gone wrong for Jim, but something's not right. And Matt Psycho in fifth. He wants to get the moves done on Liam Anfield. And Homesick's ahead. Homesick Aliens managed to get ahead of Skyjacker. I don't know when that happened, but now Homesick Alien is leading for the Group 4s, but Skyjacker's going for a late break into Casio, and Skyjacker is just edged ahead, back in the lead for the Group 4 cars, and Homesick Alien is going to race him all the way for this one. It seems very tight. Jim's there, back coming through with... following Jim, with Web Smurfer, in third place, and they're swapping again as Homesick and Skyjacker at the front there, and Skyjacker just gets that inside line around, but Homesick's trying to live life on the limit around the outside, and he can't quite do it, and Web Smurfer is there. He's on their tail. Joker's a little further back with Koi Carp 6/10 behind Jokers, and Turtle 3.5 seconds behind them, but Noxie still leads from Racer Brown in the Group 1s. Daz in third place. Amazing stuff from Daz. He's made his way past two people. He started fifth in this race, and he's overtaken Matt Psycho off the line and Liam Anfield, and Daz is really pushing it. He's heading up towards Racer Brown, who's not been able to make an impact on Noxie at the moment. Liam Anfield's 6/10 ahead of Matt Psycho, and I don't know how their tanks are going to do. And Matt Psycho's going in fast on the back of Liam Anfield. He slows the car down just about, but that seemed very tight indeed. And then we've got Skyjacker is leading from Homesick Alien. Web Smurfer in the mix in third place for the Group 4 cars, and they're having a humdinger in the top three. And Jokers is being caught by Koi Carp. Koi Carp, though, he slips a bit back that lap. He was 6/10 behind Jokers, and now 9/10. Turtle 3.7 seconds in the Corvette, but Noxie still leads 3/10 now from Racer Brown. Racer Brown trying to close the gap on Noxie around this very special track here in Japan. Awesome stuff. So in the stream chat we have Flashman saying evening all. Well, hello Flashman, how are you doing, my friend? So Racer Brown was pole sitter. Noxie caught him in the first corner. And now Racer Brown just sitting behind Noxie. And it's a very early part of a 2.5-hour endurance race. So, you can't trust everything you see. Some of these guys, they might be managing their cars early doors, looking after their tyres. They might be happy to sit behind someone and get a tow. The best they can to save fuel. And Racer Brown is great at consumption. He takes his corners in higher gears. He tries not to use his brake too much. Oh, I've messed that up, and I pressed the wrong button altogether. There we go. Press the button next to that one. So Racer Brown does look like he's just got the fastest lap. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Racer Brown really close to the tail of Noxie. And Noxie now, he's having to go defensive, and this is only going to help Daz and Liam Anfield and Matt Psycho close the gap between these guys. Daz 1.8 seconds behind that battle. Liam's only 1.3 seconds behind Daz. Matt Psycho only half a second behind Liam Anfield. Barry Twins in 6th place, nearly 4 seconds behind those boys. Pat in a solid 7th there, 7 seconds adrift of Barry Twins. 28 seconds. Jim had a really awful start to the race. I don't know what happened in Jim's world, but he just didn't have a great start, and now he's got a big job to do over the next 2.5 hours. Homesick Alien is leading the Group 4 cars again. This is fantastic. We'll have to stick with these for a while. We keep looking through the group, and Noxie is still in the lead. They're having a tight battle as well between Racer Brown and Noxie, so it would be trying to share it between the two, but at the moment Homesick Alien doing a stand-up job ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker getting a tow down this straight possibly, although Skyjacker now possibly thinking about his fuel tank. You know, I thought when I saw him racing early doors, it's a bit early in the race to start trying to burn through your fuel. So maybe Skyjacker just opting to sit behind Homesick Alien for a few laps. That Mustang is rather big and punches a lovely hole in the air for the NSX. The NSX, though, a little bit twitchy on handling. Oh no, wow, beautiful movement from Skyjacker there. Just a slight twitch of the wheel, and he caught the back end of that Honda. Lovely, and I thought it was really going to be see you later, alligator, but no. Skyjacker scoops her up, and he gets her pointing in the right direction. Great driving. But this battle continuing on between Skyjacker and Homesick Alien for the leaders of the Group 4s. Web Smurfer 1.4 seconds behind them. And look, the blue flags are on already with Noxie coming through. And Racer Brown still racing him hard. It's going to be a tough one here. The guys, and it's all gone a little bit. Poor old Jokers right in the middle of that one as Daz and Liam Anfield and Matt Psycho try to find their way through. Crazy stuff. Daz has lost a heap of time to Liam Anfield now. Liam Anfield is looking to get some motion on the lotion. And there you can see now they're coming across Web Smurfer, and the Group 4 cars are to hold their line. Then they're not to deviate from their race. I mean, lift when they have to, but there you go. Oh, and Liam Anfield all kinds of wide, but he just about makes it. And he's very close to Daz. Daz will be absolutely having a perplexion of some kind. Bumhole will be squeaking. But Daz seems to have got it back under control, and now it's Matt Psycho that's making the move on Liam Anfield. They'll be coming across. Oh no, that's it now. They've probably passed the lap cars for a while. So Noxie 7/10 ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown backing off on that last lap for one reason or another. Daz, obviously Liam and Matt Psycho closed right up to Daz in there as they tried to get past the Group 4 car of Jokers' Jaguar. Liam Anfield, is he in the Jaguar? I'll check next time around. Liam Anfield there in fourth, and Matt Psycho hot on his tail. He hasn't got multiple tails that I know of, ladies, but you never know. But there, and Daz has made a small mistake. Daz has made a small mistake there in third place. That's given Liam Anfield the opportunity to really close up. Liam Anfield trying to look around the outside. Cannot make it, but Matt Psycho's now got... I thought Matt Psycho had got up the inside of Liam Anfield, but not quite. And my words, only 10, not even 10 minutes into this race. And we have got some absolute fender bending racing going on. Binko in the chat saying, oh, how do thingy? Hi guys, good luck everyone. And Pat Pat Dunn saying great commentary. Web Smurfer. Oh, are you Web Smurfer? You should be racing. Don't be talking to me. So Noxie there 6/10 ahead of Racer Brown in second. Racer Brown not relenting at all in this race. He's piling on the pressure. Another purple lap for Racer Brown. Purple lap meaning he has the fastest so far. Well, Daz in third place just ahead of Liam Anfield. These three absolutely duking it out there, and I don't think there's much fuel saving going on between these guys. And there's Matt Psycho again having another look at Liam Anfield. Unbelievable stuff. Barry Twins now 11 seconds adrift of those guys. He's only 4.6 seconds ahead of Pat. Barry Twins did a 46.7 his last time around. Pat doing a 46.9. So Pat needs to just find a little bit more pace. Now Jim's doing okay there, 45.0. Jim, he was 28 seconds behind Pat, and now he's already 26 seconds. He's pulled 2 seconds back on Pat in the last lap or two. He's doing lovely, consistent 45s now. He's coming up against the lapped cars. Ooh, let's get in a car to show you what it looks like. Not Jokers, we'll go Koi Kart because he's just about to get past Jokers. So your Koi Kart tootling along in fourth place, happy as Larry, and then one of them comes flying past you. That wasn't so bad, was it actually? It wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. But yes, Koi Kart 6.3 seconds behind Web Smurfer. sitting in 4th in the Group 4 cars. He's only a second ahead of Jokus. We said we were going to check what Jokus' car was, wasn't it? I know Koi's is a Jaguar. I know Webb Smurfs is a Jaguar. I think Jokus is a Jaguar as well, but I thought he'd got burnt with the Jaguar in the GTMC and would never have driven it again. But I think he didn't mind the Group 4 one. I think it was the Group 3 one he was not keen on. But yes, Jokus, I think that is the actual livery he ran at GTMC as well. I don't know for sure, 100%. But yeah, I do believe that's... it rings a bell in my little memory bank. So it makes me think that could be the same one he ran in GTMC. Sorry. And Digi in the chat saying, aye, chicken pie. Oh, Digi, it doesn't seem right without you here, doing a 2.5-hour race with us. We've got to get onto GT7, haven't we? We've got to move this bad boy onto GT7. And Pat saying, lol, said, go Webb Smurfer. Oh, yeah, go. I didn't see the G, sorry. I'm reading it on my phone. I'm blind as a bat. Racer Brown's in the lead. I apologise. Daz has gone off. Daz is now. Liam Anfield's in 2nd place. And Matt Psycho coming up to 3rd place. What's happened to Noxie? Noxie down in 5th place. Daz has made a mistake as well. He's dropped down to 4th. Liam Anfield now in 2nd place. Matt Psycho in 3rd. And Racer Brown is leading the race. And he's got a good healthy lead there as well. 5.2 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield now punching a hole in the air for Matt Psycho and Daz. And this might not be too bad for Daz. He might not, he's sitting behind these guys. He can now fuel conserve, because Liam Anfield, he's just under 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Matt Psycho same, just under, and Daz there, oh no, just under. So punching a hole in the air isn't really that big of a deal in these cars. Racer Brown, he's about the same. These Group 1 cars all using a similar amount of fuel, really. Barry Twins saving a little bit more than those guys, just a Nat's hair. Pat, he's also on a bit better fuel than the other guys. He's out of control going into Casio, but he reins her in. Yo, boy! And calms down that beast into the final corner here at Suzuka. He's just done his fastest lap, and that wasn't bad to say. He had a wiggle on. And he knows Jim. Oh, he's extended it from Jim. Jim's had a 47, but he's on a green one now. Jim's dropped a bit of time. Now Skyjacker is leading from Homesick Alien by 4 seconds. Homesick Alien doing his best last time around with a 209.5. Skyjacker 208.9 there for the Group 4 cars. Webb Smurfer holding ground behind Homesick Alien. That 1.5 seconds. He has not been shifted whatsoever, so he's got the pace of the Alien. The Mustang ahead of him, and he's got his eyes on it. Koikarp is just ahead of Jokus, and I think Jokus was ahead of Koikarp a fair few laps ago, so Koikarp obviously making the move on Jokus, but Jokus very close coming up here, and maybe Jokus will be looking to make a move on Koi and Turtle, some 16 seconds behind these boys. And Jokus then looking for a move on the Jaguar. 2 Jags around Suzuka, battling it out the Group 4 cars. Racer Brown still leads. Ooh, and we're getting the blue flags, so someone's coming past. Will this be Racer Brown? That's lap 7. They've already lapped the field once, so you can see how quickly they're coming across them. And DG in the chat saying, I can't wait for some more GT7 races on VRC. I know that the lobbies aren't well set up for it, but we can defo do some 60-minute lap races. Yeah, well, I was talking to the boys. It's a bit strange at the moment, because, oh, there you go. There comes Racer Brown, and I don't know if he expected Koikarp to be ahead of Jokus, because it looked like he nearly drove right into the back of Jokus then. And that was some shocking stuff. But Racer Brown, you can see the lead he's got on the other Group 1 cars, because they've not come through yet. We're waiting for Liam Anfield, then Matt Psycho. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, it looks like Koikarp's lifted because of the blue flags, possibly. And they're all racing each other, and Jokus is through. Matt Psycho's stuck behind Jokus. Jokus is out wide. Oh, my word. Matt Psycho's through. So's Daz, and Koikarp back ahead of Jokus. So it reshuffled itself. And that, wow. See the nightmare that they've got? And that's just like every other lap, it seems. Every 3.5 laps, they're coming across these boys. So it's crazy town. Absolute crazy town. So Jokus, he got so close to Koikart. He's got to do it all over again. And Racer Brown there leading the way. Just coming up to the leader of the group 4 cars. There they go, 2 leaders. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And so Racer Brown 3. Oh, did he nearly lose it in 130R? I think he might have. So Racer Brown 3.7 seconds. So Liam Anfield has cut down some time from Racer Brown. This could be the traffic. Oof. Liam just wants to get past to give Skyjacker a little love tap on his way through. Daz is ahead of Matt Psycho, so these two have shuffled somewhere along the way, and now Daz back into his 3rd spot. But he's got Matt Psycho for company. Matt Psycho is hounding him. Oh, Matt Psycho did a 46.9 that last time around. And Liam Anfield a 45. That was the traffic. That's getting through the traffic. So this is the double jeopardy. Jeopardy? Jeopardy. Couldn't say it. So this is the jeopardy for these guys. Should choose it. This is the stress that these guys have got. Is the Group 4 cars really mixing it up as they try and put laps on them. And here we've got a beautiful battle between Daz and Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, it seems, all he's done is been looking very closely at the rear of cars this evening so far. He had Liam Anfield that he was dogging earlier, and now he's all over the back of Daz, but Daz seems to pull away. Now, what are these 2 different Toyotas? Because it does look like Daz's hybrid works a little better. Yeah, he's in the 50, the Toyota TSO 50, whereas Matt Psycho is in the TSO 30, and it just looks like that TSO 30 every time I go to it, unless it's not working on the graphics. It just looks like Matt Psycho's never got any hybrid. No, it must be the graphics not working, because it would have built up in braking zone. Yeah, look. Oh no, it is working. Yeah, it is working. So yeah, Matt Psycho's having to drive with a lot less hybrid than Daz. Daz seems always topped up. I don't know if it's in the deployment, but coming down the end of this straight, Daz still got plenty on board, and there's Matt Psycho's depleted already. They have no control over that. It's an automatic thing when their boost is deployed. And yeah, that 30 really gets rid of it quick out the corners. And Daz, he has plenty of it still. But Matt Psycho is keeping on pace with him. And Racer Brown, look, he's in the TSO 30, and this is quite low most of the time. Liam Anfield in 2nd place in the Porsche. About half a tank of fuel for Liam at the moment, just over for Racer Brown. Daz is just over half a tank, and Matt Psycho just over. Similar fuel loads for here. Noxie, 5 seconds adrift of these guys. Don't know what happened to him. He was solid lead in the early parts of this race, and I'm sure he'll be quite mad with himself whatever happens. Barry Twins 9 seconds behind Noxie. He did 46.4 last time around. Noxie a 43.7. So, but Barry Twins looks like he's saving fuel a lot better than the guys ahead. Pat only 5.3 seconds, keeping pace with Barry Twins, if not closing in on Barry Twins. And Jim, oh God, wrong Jim. There's Jim. Jim in his Ferrari painted Toyota TSO 50. Off to a shaky start. He's been solid ever since though, 43.9. So he's doing remarkable lap times. He's just not closing up. Oh, what a shame for Jim. He looked a little brave going for that outside line on the Group 4 car, and he touched the grass, and I thought he just kept it, but it just caught him out there and spiraled him off the track. Racer Brown then leads the way, 6.7 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Matt Psycho in 3rd. Noxie up to 4th. Daz must have made a mistake, so Daz has had an off. He was racing with Matt Psycho. Now Matt Psycho is in 3rd place, solid podium position, 2.3 seconds behind Liam Anfield, 5 seconds ahead of Noxie, and whatever Daz is off has caused him He's behind Noxie now. Big job for Daz. Barry Twins in 6th place. He's only 6 seconds behind Daz. So Daz will have to pull his finger out. He's going to have to get on if he wants to get on. Pat in 7th, Jim in 8th. Then we've got Skyjacker leading the Group 4 cars ahead of Homesick Alien, but Homesick Alien has closed that deficit to Skyjacker. Skyjacker a 209.9, a 210.3, a 210.7, and Homesick Alien 209.209. It's similar pace, but I'm sure Homesick Alien has caught up Skyjacker a great deal. They're on about half a tank of fuel now between the two of them. Webb Smurf has slipped back away from Homesick Alien. He was holding that 1.5 seconds for the longest time, and now he's 4.5 seconds behind the Alien. 14 seconds ahead of Koi Carp, who's still got Jokers hounding him by a second, and Jokers staying with Koi Carp at the moment. Tyre wear looks pretty similar between the two of them. Koi Carp's got a little bit more fuel, just a wincy bit more fuel than Jokers. Jokers, though, his internet kicked him out in qualifying. Fingers crossed he can stick with the whole 2.5 hours. Car's looking a little twitchy. And there's Turtle. Turtle lost a lot of time at the beginning of this race, but he's been maintaining a good lap time. He's not lost too much time. He's getting blue flags. That must be a racer. No, it's not Racer Brown. Maybe Jim. Could be Racer Brown. Racer Brown now leaving Liam Anfield behind. Matt Psycho staying with Liam Anfield. And yeah, we saw Liam and Matt Psycho going past Turtle. Noxie next. He hasn't closed the gap too much between Matt Psycho. So we were looking down here. Skyjacker and Homesick Alien. It's 3 seconds now from Skyjacker to Homesick Alien. So Skyjacker keeping Homesick Alien at bay in his monster Honda at the moment. We saw a fierce battle. Skyjacker finished the first 30 minutes of qualifying nearly a second ahead of Homesick Alien. But Homesick Alien come back to just get it down to just mere tenths. And then Skyjacker put in another sensational lap right at the end and got it to about half a second, 6/10, I think, something like that. 3/10 possibly. But Skyjacker leading for the Group 4s at the moment, with Homesick Alien in 10th spot. Not 10th, 2nd place, sorry. That's my first slip up, and that's because I was checking out the time, because it's 25 minutes into the race. So, you know, I wasn't really concentrating, but yeah, Homesick Alien is in 2nd place, not 10th. Webb Smurf at 3rd. He's kind of in no man's land now. He's lost the trail of the Alien, just ahead of him. And as Liam Anfield comes upon him, comes across him. Oh, I don't know. I don't think them two can see each other, actually. So that might be why that looked quite harsh. And Webb Smurf has probably been thinking of getting blue flags for a long time. This Matt Psycho's making a meal of it. But Webb Smurfer, solid 3rd place at the moment. Koi Carp doesn't look like he's in any place to attack. And Joker's very close to him, but we've got Noxie putting a lap on these guys. Noxie looks like he's backing out of it. No, he's coming up the inside. Very nice. Very nicely done from Noxie on his fight back. As Joker's now 1.2 seconds. And there goes Daz. Daz chasing down Noxie, as we sat on board with Jokers. Chasing down Koi Carp. These are the closest guys on track. Koi Carp looks like he made a small mistake in a 130R, and that has closed Jokers right up. They've got more Group 1 cars coming their way. I believe this is Pat, it seems. Pat chasing down Daz, and nearly again caught out by Koi Carp, getting around Jokers. We saw earlier, I think Liam, was it? Anfield got caught out. I can't remember, one of the Group 1 cars. got past Jokers and didn't realise Koikart was right in front of him. Koikart must be thinking, I'm getting a lot of bumps from these Group 1 cars. It's because they don't see you. They get past Jokers and then they're suddenly really surprised that you're there. But Jokers really now 4/10 behind Koikart. It's a fierce battle these guys have had over the last 13 laps here of this 88 lap race. Racer Brown still leads in the Group 1 category, and Skyjacker leading in the Group 4s. We're sat on board with Jokers in his Jaguar, and he's chasing down Koikart at the moment. There's only half a second between them, and it's a tight battle. Indeed it is. And there is Jokers closing up the gap a little bit more. Now he's really in the sweet spot. He's at the point where you could make a lunge and get away with it. Get halfway up the insides and just hold your line. It's a brave corner to do it. Oh, he's going to try and follow him through. Wise move. Oh, Koikart's pushed hard into that corner. He's pushed hard into that corner. Jokers making the move, and Jokers is up into 4th place now. Koikart having to defend. I think his tyres may have had something to do with that as well. He's probably not feeling the grip at the front there. And Jokers getting a plush little move there on Koikart. He's been dogging him for a while now, and now it's Koikart's turn. Koikart's definitely got the pace. He can definitely drag himself right up behind Jokers. And we can continue this battle of the Jaguars. Racer Brown 8.5 seconds now ahead of Liam Anfield. And Racer Brown, everyone stop, he's already won. We don't know that, but he's doing a fine job. He's doing a fine job, and it's very much looking like this one is in the bag. Liam Anfield, 2.3 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. He cannot shake Matt Psycho off at the moment, and Liam Anfield, I think he only gained that advantage through the getting past the Group 4 cars. And Matt Psycho keeping on pace with Liam Anfield's Porsche. Then Noxie. Oh, Daz has fallen behind Barry Twins. Oh, it was Barry Twins who I thought was Noxie. Oh, Noxie has got Golf and he's got a Punk. Why did I not notice that before? How weird. So Noxie back up into 4th place. Barry Twins 5th. Daz slipping back again. Daz has got all the speed, but it's just, I think he must make the odd mistake there, here and there, and it's costing him dearly in this race, because he was in a solid 3rd place. But now he's chasing down Barry Twins by 3.2 seconds. Did a 44.6 that last time around. Barry Twins did a 44.4. So it's still a big job for Daz to do. Pat in 7th place. Jim slipped back a little bit more as well from Pat. He's just come across Jokers on track. So yeah, makes his way through. Skyjacker leading the Group 4s by 4 seconds. A 2:10.6 from Skyjacker. Homesick Alien cutting the line at a 2:10.8. So similar lap times from these pair. And Skyjacker looks like he's got more fuel than Homesick. So Homesick is definitely on the back foot at this point in the race. They've completed 15 laps of 88. These guys won't be doing 88 laps, trust me. I don't know how many laps they'll do. I can't work it out, but they're being lapped at well, about 3.5 laps, I think. Digi saying you can regen more with differing brake balance, but no control over deployment. No, that's it. So as Digi says, with these hybrids that they drive in, he says you can fiddle with your brake bias to help harvest that that battery, but you can't do anything. You can't deploy it. So there is a Racer Brown, another lap on Koikart. Well, you can see they're on lap 19. The leader of the Group 4 cars, the leader of the Group 1 cars is on lap 19, and the leader of the Group 4 cars is on lap 15. So it's not 3.5 laps really, is it? As they're only, what, 4 laps down on them. Just over 4 laps. Every 4 laps they're lapping them, maybe. So Liam Anfield, oh my lord, Matt Psycho has really closed up to Liam Anfield. I don't know if Liam Anfield has made a mistake or... Well, I mean, Matt Psycho has done a succession of great laps, which has helped. Oh, now there's a Group 1 car in the way. A Group 1 car, Group 4 car in the way of Liam Anfield, but he's got his way through. And I believe that was Koi Car, because this is Jokers they're coming up to now. Oof, that was scary from Matt Psycho. Coming across Jokers, he fancied a toe, pulled in behind him, whipped out. If he didn't time that right, that could have been a disaster. And then whipped it into 130R. Very scary indeed. But Matt Psycho seems to have full control over his vehicle. So all good, all goods in the hood for Mr. Psycho so far. He's in a solid 3rd place. He's closed right up to Liam Anfield. I don't think there's anything anyone could have done about Racer Brown today. He's decided to just disappear into the distance. Oh, there goes me brew. It was cracking. Oh yeah, that was lovely. That was lush. Whew, I wonder if I can con someone to make me one. It's Web Smurfer on the road ahead. We're sat aboard Matt Psycho. We're on lap 20 of 88 of our first endurance. Ooh, Web Smurfer took off. That was beautiful, man. I liked it. I'm glad I caught that. I wonder if Matt Psycho saw that as well, like that. I don't know. That was weird. It was cool. Like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or Go Go Gadget Wheels. Go Go Gadget Wheels. So Matt Psycho is in 3rd place. So Racer Brown is leading from Liam Anfield. Matt Psycho in 3rd. 2nd behind now as they come across Homesick Alien in his Mustang. And they get by him. Well, he looks like he got out of the way of them. And Matt Psycho still chasing down Liam Anfield. Noxie in a 4th place. 5 seconds behind those guys. He's neither gained nor lost any time on them. So Noxie, I'd say that's solid. Barry Twins still ahead of Daz. Daz has dropped back even more now. Daz is getting into Pat territory. And Pat, if he keeps his head down, although Pat just did a 49, but if he cracks on, he might be able to catch himself with Daz. Because Daz at the moment, while his tyres are going away and his car's getting lighter, he's getting a tendency to sling it off. I don't know, we haven't seen any of the reasons. He did a 55 on lap 18, 53 on lap 14, and a 53 on lap 14 and 13, a 53. So he had, no, 14 and 13, sorry. He did 2 53s and a 55. So they don't help, and a 47 on lap 16. So from really solid driving from Daz at the beginning of this race, is it fatigue? Is it fatigue setting in already? Has he not done a race longer than 30 minutes for a while? I mean, I haven't seen Daz race with us for I think he raced with us on Sunday, actually. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure. I haven't covered that race, so I can't say. But, yeah, I've not seen Daz in any of our championships, I'm pretty sure, for a while. So maybe he's starting to hit a wall. He's got to fight through that. He's pulled 2 seconds away from Pat. As Pat comes across a bunch of back markers. Jim in 8th place. 35 seconds. Oh, Liam Anfield's made a pit stop. Liam Anfield has decided to come in, but his tyres are in a lot worse state than the guys around him. So the Porsche chewing up its tyres, and it doesn't look like there's any other Group 1 cars interested in pitting. I don't know if Daz will be giving it a thought. New set of tyres on that bad boy. Pat in 7th, he's looking okay. Jim in 8th. Homesick Alien's leading. Skyjacker, what happened? No one knows. Skyjacker stays out though, and Homesick Alien comes in. And yeah, I don't know. Skyjacker a 2:19. Hang on. He did a 2:19 on his last lap. So he may have made a mistake. And now you've got Liam Anfield coming back out on track ahead of Daz. Daz is in 5th, I believe. And that's promoted Noxie up into 3rd. But Skyjacker stays out, but he's lost a big chunk of time to Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien makes the decision to pit. Web Smurfer stays out there in 2nd place now. Homesick Alien's back out of the pits. Full tank. Nice racing soft tyres. And he's 28 seconds adrift from Web Smurfer. So he's got a bit of time to make up. Turtle up to 12th now as Jokus and Koikart both take the Jaguars in. And Koikart's fuel not as bad, so he probably will jump Jokus in the pits here. They were only 4 seconds apart. Jokus pulls away though. I think he may have he didn't short fuel it. And there goes Koi, and I thought Koikart would have gained in that pit stop on Jokus. He didn't have as much fuel to put in, but Jokus absolutely on it. Not messing around at all. And Koikart is 5th. Turtle hasn't pitted, has he? So let's have 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. No, 6th, sorry, 6th. Ooh, as I think Noxie comes across Koi. So Racer Brown hasn't pitted, doesn't look like he wants to. He's 14 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, he doesn't look like he's really interested in a pit stop just yet. Noxie, neither him looking to pit. I may be wrong, but their cars seem to be in a good position here. And Noxie very respectful to the Jaguar. Sitting back, waiting, and then getting on with it. Cracking stuff. And even gained a little bit on Matt Psycho. Barry Twins up into 4th. So Liam Anfield did pit. Daz has pitted also. So Liam Anfield out in 5th place ahead of Pat, whom has not pitted. Jim moves ahead of Daz. No, he doesn't. Sorry, Daz is out of the pits now, and he's ahead of Jim. Well, Jim hasn't pitted yet. Then we've got Web Smurfer. He's leading the Group 4s at the moment. Homesick Alien back up into 2nd. Skyjacker's pitted. He's not out of the pits yet. He's just coming out of the pits now. And Homesick Alien as Matt Psycho in 2nd place for the Group 1 cars comes into the pits. Noxie stays out. And Homesick Alien now in 2nd place of the Group 4 cars. Web Smurfer opting to pit at the very last minute. He's using every single little gulp of fuel in that Jaguar. And Homesick Alien is just waiting for him to pit, and he's 3.8 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. So Matt Psycho's in the pits. Barry Twins has gone by. It's all about Liam Anfield though, isn't it? This is who he was racing. And Liam Anfield coming along the pit straight. Matt Psycho's been released by the pit box. And Liam Anfield coming down the pit lane is very tight. Liam Anfield's just ahead. Liam Anfield gains on Matt Psycho from that earlier pit stop. And he certainly does. He did a very fast pit lap, a 43.1. And Matt Psycho, though, on that 1 lap, 2 laps fresher rubber, is going to attack the back of Liam Anfield. Barry Twin stays out, as does Noxie and Racer Brown. And Noxie, where's this going to put him? Is he making good ground on those two? Well, he's done a 45. And Liam Anfield doing early 43s. Daz and Pat, no, what's happened then? Daz has got past Jim. Possibly, no, nothing's happened. It's all the same. Sorry, I thought something shifted. So Matt Psycho, once again, looking at the back of Liam Anfield's Porsche. in this race. I don't know if he'll be sick of the sight of the back of that Porsche by now. They've been doing 24 laps of this 88 lap race, and we'll see if it equates to 2.5 hours. And, I think we've got a little info here. So Matt Psycho has taken part in 5 of our 6 endurance races held by the Virtual Racers Club. He first took part at Spa, and he got himself first in the Group C cars. So, great job for Matt Psycho and his first debut in the endurance races. Then at Bathurst, he got second place in the Group 3 cars. Then at Fuji, he got third place in the Group 2 cars. At Nordenschleife, he got second place in the Group 3 cars. And then last time out at Le Mans, in the Group C cars, he got second place. So he's got good form. He hasn't been any lower than third. At the moment, he's running in fourth, but Noxie has not pitted yet. Racer Brown is absolutely destroying it today. Further there, Webb Smurfer still not pitted. He must be on absolute fumes. He's coming close to the end of his stint, but he's kept that Jaguar going all the way up to lap 20. Nearly 45 minutes of running. 44 minutes. Has he gone past the pits again? No, he's got to go through Cassia, sorry. And yet we'll see him turn right and duck into the pits, because that's one thirsty car at this point. Homesick Alien nearly caught out by Liam Anfields. And Matt Psycho very close to Liam Anfield there, we see on the track. And Skyjacker is definitely closing the gap on Homesick Alien. Turtle still yet to pit. Koikar only just ahead of Jokers. Look at the battle here between Jokers and Koikar. Unbelievable stuff in these Jaguars. Webb Smurfer is still in the pit. Skyjacker's past him, and Jokers lifts off to let Daz through in his Toyota, and then he's back onto Koikar's case again. On board with Jokers, 4 tenths behind Koi. Webb Smurfer back out of the pits in third. Turtle yet to pit. And that's unbelievable stuff from Turtle. He's obviously gone past again. And he hasn't gone into the pits. And Jokers, again, we're on board with Jokers. All watching this beautiful battle between him and Koi in the Jaguars. It's unbelievable stuff. 45 minutes of racing, and Koikar and Jokers haven't been any more than a second apart at any point in this race. Not really. Oh dear, dearie me. I think Jokers tried to go the inside of Koi there, and he got it a little wrong. And now the leader has come across Jokers and Koi, and they've got to get back at it again. Noxie into the pits. Liam Anfield's behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho has done Liam Anfield on track. And Liam Anfield's getting a little nervous, I guess. But Liam Anfield's fuel is a little better than Matt Psycho's. Noxie finally coming into the pits, trying to rescue this race. He was running in a solid first place. Racer Brown didn't seem to be able to do anything about him. And Liam Anfield through, as is Matt Psycho. Pat yet to pit, and look, he's still got good fuel on board. I think Pat is trying to get this to the hour mark. So I don't know what sort of strategy that'll be. Pit every two stops, maybe. Half fill at the last pit stop. Oh, he's gone a little wide in Cassia though. Oh dear, the back end's come around on him. She's shedding rubber, Captain. He's got Daz 10 seconds behind him. Daz is through, sorry. So Pat, he continues on though. He's sticking to it. I might have wanted to put it into the pits at that point, but he's sticking with it. Barry Twins eyeing up Pat now, 1.3 seconds behind. These guys have all pitted. Pat at a disadvantage with those older tyres. Barry Twins closing the gap. And Jim only 13 seconds behind. Oh, he still hasn't pitted yet. That's Jim, but Jim's going for that long race as well, like Pat. But will it cost him with that torn up rubber for these last 15 minutes or 10 minutes until we get to the hour mark? Racer Brown makes his way past Webb Smurfer, who is in third place. We saw Skyjacker was catching Homesick. He's definitely catching Homesick. He's only a second behind him at the moment, as we have a very fierce battle there between Barry Twins and Pat. Pat under threat from Barry Twins. And we see the Group 1 cars going past the Group 4 cars. They're all racing. Everybody's racing out there. Where are they? There's Barry. There's Pat. There's Skyjacker. There's Homesick. Barry Twins is going to be having a look, surely, at Pat in 130R, if not there. The entry to Casio. Pat's got no grip whatsoever. You can see he's wriggling through 130R, and oh, he closes right up. Pat wants to brake very early then. Barry Twins didn't. He says, I've got loads better rubber. And Pat stays ahead again. And Barry Twins has got his sights firmly set on Pat. He doesn't want to lose too much time. The leader of the Group 1 cars has come into the pits. Racer Brown has pitted. And how far behind is Matt Psycho? We'll find out when Racer Brown comes out of the pits. Liam Anfield down in third place. I believe Noxie is fourth, with Daz in fifth, Pat sixth, and Barry Twins here chasing him down, and Jim only 15 seconds behind these guys. He's made up some ground with this strategy, going long strategy that he's got. Doesn't look like Barry can do anything about Pat there. On Pat's old tyres, I think the weight of the car, this is where you see the advantage coming out of this corner, but there's nothing there. Homesick Alien still leading with the Group 4 cars. Skyjacker is just maintaining that second behind him, but I think the Honda might have the pace on the Mustang. And Mama Homesick saying, come on, Homesick. Well, he's leading the Group 3 cars. I'll tell you, Homesick, his stats, as we're doing stats. Yeah, Homesick Alien, he's done all of the events, obviously, because he's put them on. All 6 events. And he won in the Group 3s at Le Mans, the first one. He got third in the Group 3s at Spa. He got fourth at Bathurst in the Group 3 cars. He got first in the Group 3s at Fuji. He got third in the Group 4s at Nordenschleife. And he got second at Le Mans last time out in the Group 3s. So he has won one, hasn't he? Yeah, he's won only two of the 6 that he's won. So he'd like to round this one out. Maybe the last one on GT Sport with a win. Skyjacker. Let's have a look. Sky's only taken part in 4 of them. He came third in the first Le Mans in the Group 1 hybrid cars. Excuse me. Came 5th at Bathurst. Came 6th in the Group 2s at Fuji. And then last time out at Le Mans, he came 3rd in the Group C cars. But I think I think he came 2nd. I'm pretty sure Matt Psycho got penalised quite heavily for the last Le Mans for going over the boundaries, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. These are track pre-steward facts that I'm telling you. So Liam Anfield there in third place. He's lost a bit of time to Matt Psycho now, so I don't know what Liam Anfield, his game will be. We're on lap 30 of 88. There's still a long way to go in this race. I imagine there's getting some tired arms out there. Noxie in fourth, 9 seconds adrift from Liam Anfield. Barry Twins, 38 seconds adrift of those guys. He's finally... Oh, it's Pat that's finally making his pit stop. He's in. And is Jim pitted as well? Yeah, Jim has pitted. Pat in for his now. Daz 8.7 seconds behind Barry Twins. That's the closest race, I think, except for Liam and Matt Psycho. As they come, oh, and it looks like they're racing. Homesick Alien and Skyjacker are trying to race as they're getting lapped by the Group 1 cars. Stress. There they go. I think that's all of the Group 1 cars for a while. No, there's another one on their way round. There's a Gulf. That must be Noxie. But Homesick Alien trying to keep hold of this lead from a Skyjacker. Skyjacker led early on in the Honda. It looked like Skyjacker had a bit of a one bad lap. Put him back a little bit. And there we see Noxie's come across him in the S's. Just not the place you want to come across him, really. And he's struggling to get by, but he's through now. And Skyjacker trying to get an opportune moment to go up and around the outside of Homesick Alien. And now he's alongside him, and I think Skyjacker has claimed it. No, Homesick's still on the inside, but next corner, Skyjacker's going to have the inside line, and Skyjacker takes the lead of the Suzuka 2.5 hour race in his Honda NSX, and Homesick Alien in the Mustang is going to just have to stay with that Honda for the time being. But what a lovely little battle and a lovely executed overtaking maneuver there from Skyjacker. And Bunny in the chat saying Racer Brown, he's I think he's already won. And Homesick Alien coming back out, Skyjacker now. These two having an absolute battle royale. And Homesick's got it, and he's got him up the inside of Spoon. But Skyjacker still there, but no, Skyjacker slipped in for a slipstream through 130R. And then I'm sure he's going to have an attack at him into Casio. We'll see as they make their way through. Can't be much grip there from him. He is having a look into Casio. He's going for it. He's through. Unbelievable move there from Skyjacker. Cracking, absolute execution, but Homesick coming back at him. And Homesick, oh, maybe he let Homesick through. Maybe he felt that was a bit of a dive or something. I don't know. Looked good to me. It seemed like Homesick got it quite easily back in the final corner. Bunny. Well, what did I call you? I thought I called you Bunny. Sorry, man. Oh, yeah. So, the leaders of the Group 4 cars are having an absolute humdinger of a battle. Web Smurfer some 13 seconds behind these guys. Jokus looks to be ahead of Koi Carp by 6 seconds as well. So Jokus and Koi Carp, they've been having an absolute glorious battle in this race. Turtle, he's going for those long pit stops. He's some 21 seconds behind Koi Carp now. And Jokus there in 4th place. Web Smurfer in 11th. I think this is Web Smurfer's first ever go around. Yes, this is his first VRC endurance event, as it is Barry Twins in the Group 1 hybrids. Barry Twins there, just ahead of Daz. Daz is bringing the noise to Barry Twins, and Barry Twins now is going to have to fight for it. He's got Daz breathing down his neck, and we know Daz has had some good pace today. He's had some 1 or 2 messy laps that's not helped his positioning in this race, but He definitely has the pace. But Barry Twins at the moment managing to stay ahead of Daz. And it's an intriguing little battle we've got going there. Matt Psycho still second ahead of Liam Anfield. Noxie is some 50 seconds ahead of this battle between Daz and Barry Twins. And how this race has had its twists and turns. With Noxie being the early leader as they come across the leaders. Barry Twins opting to go one way, Daz going the other. That must have been scary for Homesick Alien and Skyjacker. Homesick Alien still beating. Oh, still leading. Sorry, Skyjacker at the moment. And Barry Twins are racing his little socks off, trying to stay ahead of Daz. On board with Daz as he brings it to Barry Twins. Barry Twins, a solid racer. Did we see him win something recently? He was on the podium for the PRC, I think, on Thursday. Oh no, he might not have been. He looked like he was going to get on the podium. I can't remember. Okay. Barry Twins, he's had some podiums in the Virtual Racers Club. He's no slouch, is what I'm trying to say. And he's holding his own at the moment for 5th place, ahead of a very, very swift Daz. Racer Brown leads this race ahead of Matt Psycho, who is ahead of Liam Anfield. Noxie's in 4th, and we're watching the battle between 5th and 6th. Barry Twins, who's just ahead, and we're sat on board with Daz. Behind us, we've got Pat, 35 seconds adrift, and Jim in 8th place. That's the Group 1 runners. They are having an astounding race at the moment, and Daz is virtually so close he can touch Barry Twins. Can he do something into the first corner? The first corner, very swift right hand, brake very late for the second turn. It's a tricky corner. We'll see how these guys deal with it. And there you go, one down to 4th, down to 3rd. And Daz makes the move, it seems. And Daz now up into 5th place. Barry Twins down 6th. Cracking little battle there, lads. Beautiful stuff. Well done. Cracking stuff. And Barry Twins staying with Daz for now. But I think Daz is going to run away with this one. He's got good pace. We've seen him put good pace down on the tarmac today. He's just trying to get away from Barry Twins as quickly as he possibly can. Let's have a look at that battle for the lead. They're still at it, my word. Let's get on board with the Skyjacker. And there you go, that's the view from 2nd place in the Group 4 cars. And Homesick Alien's Ford Mustang looming large in our front window. The blue flags again, then Group 1 cars, or a Group 1 car is coming around. It must be taxing for their their brains, not little brains. They haven't got little brains. I just mean it must be taxing for them, having to try and deal with coming across Group 4 cars. These guys getting overtaken every other lap. It's enough to make you drive you outside. I think we can do. We can sit on board with a Skyjacker for a short while he chases down Homesick Alien. We've just hit the 1 hour mark in this possible 2.5 hour race, because we're doing it by laps, but I have full confidence in the Homesick Alien's math. The 88 laps equates to 2.5, and there's Liam Anfield there, a sneaky one up the inside. And his Skyjacker, we know he looks to like making his move in Casio. He's done it before, but not this time. Homesick Alien stays ahead. And that is some awesome stuff there from Skyjacker. Ooh, it was raining. Not there. It's not raining at Suzuka. Don't worry. Wait until GT7. It might be rain appear mid-race, but not on GT Sport, I'm afraid. It's either rain or it's not rain. So Skyjacker sitting very close to the back of Homesick Alien. He's wanting to make a move. He's going up the inside. Is this the move for the lead? Homesick Alien's still there. Oh. Sorry. I thought you could choose the exterior view. You can't. Hang on. Get told off it. There we go. And Skyjacker is through. He's up and into the lead of the Group 4 cars. And as the Group 1s come through, and it's Jim ahead of Pat. He's caught Pat up. Jim, in a stunning move, has caught up with Pat and got ahead of him. So Jim up into 7th place, ahead of Pat, who's now in 8th. Then Skyjacker gets ahead of Homesick Alien, but Homesick Alien is coming back. He's going to have an inside line. He's putting himself on the inside, but Skyjacker's braked late into the corner. And Skyjacker still leads the Group 4 cars. Awesome race between the Ford Mustang and the Honda NSX out there, with these two madmen piloting them. We're just seeing if Homesick is going to mount another attack on the NSX. Seems like they're faster than each other in certain parts of the track. And Homesick Alien, I think, down into that first corner will fancy his chances, trying to stay with the Honda as close as he can through the final part, where I think the Honda is a little stronger than the Mustang. And here he goes, he's trying to grab a toe. Skyjacker making it as difficult and awkward as possible as he possibly can, and the power of the Mustang propels Homesick Alien ahead of the Honda, but the Honda very nimble in the corners, could come back at the Alien here. Ooh, I thought they'd had a coming together there. The Ford Mustang staying just ahead of the Honda. They're on lap 30 of 88 now, these Group 4 cars. It's probably about 5 laps adrift of what the Group 1 cars are doing at the moment. And there goes the Honda up and through. Beautiful shot there of the Ferris wheel in the background. And the NSX just ahead of the Mustang. What a beautiful battle. We'll have a quick look through the field though. These two aren't going anywhere. They're going to be battling for a little while yet. So they've done it so far for an hour. So I'm sure we'll see more. It is beautiful to see though. Oh, quickly, we'll go through the field. So Racer Brown is your leader. He is 16 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho at this point. He's almost buying himself a pit stop, really. I think what they need, 30, 40 seconds for a pit stop. 16 seconds, my word. So Matt Psycho, he's pulled away from Liam Anfield by 10 seconds in this stint. My word, but Liam's got a little bit more fuel on board as he tries to get through. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's so cool. He makes the other cars take off. Let's have a look. Does he do it to Jokus? No, he gets around Jokus. Maybe he can see Jokus. Can't see Koikart. But Koikart looking rather close to Jokus. Thought he'd fallen back further than that. But there you go. Liam Anfield now 11 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, I don't know if he can mount an attack to Racer Brown. Racer Brown's got good fuel. Tyres looking absolutely fresh as Matt Psycho gets down to about a quarter of a tank of fuel. His tyres are showing a bit of red. Liam Anfield, he's just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. His tyres are looking a little angry though. That Porsche does look like it's chewing the tyres up somewhat. And Liam Anfield, he's no friend of tyres, it seems. And there we go. And Noxie, only 2.3 seconds. Where's that come from then? So Noxie's closing in now on a podium position. Great stuff from Noxie. Where's this coming from? He's got loads more fuel on board than Liam Anfield. Tyres look in a better state. And Noxie, who looked like he was out of it after the lead in this race, has made an excellent comeback here. A beautiful comeback, and he's looking like he might be able to fight for a podium position. So Noxie on the move, go on. Barry Twins is back ahead of Daz. Daz has dropped back a little bit. We saw Daz getting by Barry Twins, and Daz is having an up and down race, isn't he? It must have been lap 35. He had a 1:55 on the go there, and Daz having an absolutely topsy-turvy race today. Barry Twins, solid 5th place for him, and he can keep doing it all day, he says. So we'll see how he goes. This is his very first VRC endurance race, and so far so good. Lap 38 of 88. He's doing a solid job. Daz then in 6th place. Like I said, he's having an up and down race at the moment. He's fighting to catch back up with Barry Twins. Jim having an absolute super comeback. I wouldn't have even said he could have overtaken one Group 1 car today after his start. I mean, you got to remember, he was like 30 seconds behind the rest of the Group 1 cars. So to pull it back the way he has with Pat, these two honest, that similar fuel strategy as well, going longer in the race than everyone else. He's 54 seconds behind Daz. He's gained on Daz. It was over a minute, so there's still plenty of laps to go, and Daz has made the odd mistake here and there. It's not unfeasible that Jim and Pat could catch Daz up in this race. Pat staying with Jim though, keeping pace with him, only a second behind. Homesick Alien is leading the Group 4s again. These two are having an absolute corker, aren't they? As Matt Psycho gets a lap on them. There he goes. Web Smurfers 10 seconds behind, so they're not even costing each other. They're racing each other, but they're still going swift. And, yes, seems like Skydecker and Homesick Alien just having a little bit of fun out there, enjoying themselves in the lead of this Suzuka 2.5 hour race. Web Smurfer in a solid 3rd place for his debutant in the VRC endurance category, and Web Smurfer doing an absolutely great job. The American sitting in 3rd spot, some 55 seconds ahead of Jokus, who's only 1.9 seconds ahead of Koi Carp. So 4th and 5th are rather close, and Turtle's 16 seconds behind them boys, but he's on a totally different strategy, so it'll be interesting to see where he ends up, because I think he's going to make one less pit stop than them guys ahead of him. Not so sure, but possibly. So Racer Brown then, here we are, lap 41. We're getting very close to the halfway point of this race. In fact, should be about 5 minutes, and I don't think he can do 3 laps in 5 minutes, so this race might be a little bit longer than 2.5 hours. There's no ashtray in the conservatory, I've got to sling it out the window. Start a bushfire. Right, that wasn't the proper fag though, that was just a finishing off the one I didn't have before the race. I've got the proper fag here. So that 41 of 88. They've been driving for an hour and 11 minutes. I can't imagine that any of you stuck with it this long, have you? Good on you. Nice glass of rosé now, I think. Time to break out the rosé. Not for me. I'll stick with the Red Bull. But nice glass of whiskey is like, no. I'm working tomorrow, so I'm staying off the manky dopey stuff. Because then I'll have thoughts of not waking up in the morning. So just Red Bull for me. Thank you. But you guys out there, you help yourself. Fill your boots. Get the booze on. Get your booze on. as we watch Racer Brown showing us how it's done. Out there in the lead, unbelievable driving there from Racer Brown, 17.8 seconds ahead of oh, someone's in the pits, sorry. Coy's come in the pits, Jokers has stayed out. These two pitted at the same time last time. Coy possibly has got a plan in his head, maybe, to jump Jokers in the next part of this race. Joker's staying out there. His tyres are looking pretty torn up. Turtle now ahead of Coy. Coy hasn't even filled right up, so this is very interesting from Coy Kart. He's obviously got a plan, and he wants to get himself ahead of Jokers, I'm guessing, as Jokers sees Matt Psycho coming around in second spot, and Matt Psycho chasing down Racer Brown, who's just tearing it away at the moment, and Liam Anfield dropping more time to Matt Psycho. Noxie getting ever closer. Noxie's through. Where's Liam? Liam's had an off. Oh my word, Liam's had an off. Liam had an off. And now Noxie is up into a podium position. Oh, it's all gone wrong for Liam Anfield there. Oh my word, what's happened? He's not even... Oh, he is driving, sorry. But yeah, Liam Anfield dropping it under the bridge. The tyres are going. I don't think we've got full damage on. Yeah, there you go, it's refixed itself now. So Noxie, what a comeback. He's up into third. He was leading early doors in this race. I don't know what happened to him. Slipped down to fifth, and now he's up into third. And he must be smiling from ear to ear by now. Matt Psycho chasing down Racer Brown, but it's a huge chasm of space between the two of them. And Matt Psycho is screaming out for a pit stop, where Racer Brown's still got just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. So Racer Brown's fuel conservation in this race has been amazing. Noxie's on good fuel, but he's 18 seconds. Liam Anfield's gone in. He's decided those tyres are good for no man. So Daz is back ahead of Barry Twins. I'm not keeping up with this at all, am I? I'm sorry. Barry Twins behind Daz. Daz, he's okay for fuel at the moment. Tyres aren't looking too good. Barry Twins super on fuel. Tyres similar way of Daz. Pat, he was one of the later ones to pit. He's got about half a tank of fuel. He's back ahead of Jim. My word. Oh my word. So Jim slipping back into 8th place. Pat back ahead of him, back in his stride and cracking on. Skyjacker's leading by a second at the moment. Their fuels are okay. No sign of a pit stop for the Group 4 cars. And yeah, Skyjacker now leading from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien still within a second though, but that Mustang, his tyres are looking rather angry at the front there as Daz goes by in his Group 1 car. Webb Smurfer closing in on him. He's pulled in about a second, or yeah, just about a second on Homesick Alien. So Webb Smurfer still a threat. There's still a long time to go in this race. Turtle up into 12th, so Jokers did pit, and Coy did manage to get ahead of Jokers, but Jokers putting in more fuel than Coy Carp. So that'll be interesting to see how that all peters out as the race leader puts another lap on the race leader of the Group 4s. Matt Psycho, he's all on his own, isn't he? He's got 18 seconds away from Racer Brown and 18 seconds away from Noxie. He's in the middle of nowhere, but he just loves driving these Group 1 cars, does Matt Psycho. So yeah, I imagine he's quite happy to keep chasing, and he's beaten Liam Anfield handsomely, which will be a cherry on the top to him. Noxie in a solid place with that fuel. I mean, Matt Psycho's going to be into the pits at the end of this lap. Racer Brown's going to continue on somewhat. They're just coming to the end of the lap now. And I imagine Racer Brown's just going to swan on by, although his fuel is starting to look a bit low, but I imagine he's just going to go by again. Tyres don't seem to need it, so he continues on. And Matt Psycho, though, it's getting very tight for fuel for him. He's on absolute vapours there at the moment. He's just behind Homesick Alien, who's chasing down Skyjacker. And Homesick Alien coming in as well. It looked like he was struggling with grip, it must say, for Homesick. So he's coming to the pits. Skyjacker's stayed out there. Skyjacker's tyres are looking pretty rough as well, though. Web Smurfer, he was late to pit that last time around. So again, he does not pit. Noxie has gone ahead. He has not pitted. He's got loads of fuel. Why would he pit? As they scurry around Matt Psycho's car, they've got the wheels changed. They're getting the fuel in. Liam Anfield, he can't be a minute behind, is he? Is he a minute behind Matt Psycho? Has he lost that much time from his little off and his pit stop? So Matt Psycho back out easily ahead of Liam Anfield, and second place, or now third place in the Group 4s, Homesick Alien out onto the pits, out of the pits onto the track. In third spot for the Group 4s, while Web Smurfer is in second, and Skyjacker leading. We have a Turtle must have pitted now. No, he's just been caught by Koi. It seems Turtle's been caught by Koi Carp. Koi Carp is through, and Joker's some 4 seconds back. So it's exciting racing and back there. Racer Brown still not pitting. He's still getting another lap out of that car. I doubt Noxie will be pitting for a while as he puts a lap on the leader of the Group 4 cars. And there he goes. See you, adios, goodbye. Daz is into the pits. And Barry Twins still got a handsome amount of fuel on board. So, he's gone a little bit wrong in Casio though. But, yeah, Barry Twins, he's going to get a good distance on Daz if he can. Oh no, he's coming in. He's coming in as Barry Twins. Interesting. He's doing exactly the same as what his closest competitor is. Pat and Jim both got plenty of fuel, plenty of meat on their tyres, but they're over a minute behind Daz, and I can't see that they're going to gain anything on the pit stops there. Skyjacker's come in. Web Smurfer, he's still staying out there. He was one of the later ones of the Group 4 cars to pit, and now he is leading the Group 4 cars in his Jaguar. Once again, Skyjacker, he's getting himself new boots and topped up with fuel. The battle is with Homesick Alien, but I don't know, I think Homesick Alien might have lost a bit too much time beforehand. Skyjacker's still not moving though, and there is Homesick coming down the straightaway, but Skyjacker is back out on track. Homesick Alien's got the momentum, and Homesick Alien gets the first corner. And oh my word, it worked for Homesick Alien, that earlier pit stop. And I thought it was for older tyres, but he's done an absolute storming outlap, and he has nailed it. And Skyjacker there staring at the back of the Mustang, thinking, well, I was about 4 seconds ahead of you, surely. 2 seconds, maybe. But now Liam Anfield coming through in the Group 1 Porsche as Homesick Alien leads the Group 4s ahead. Well, no, he doesn't, sorry. Web Smurfer, I don't mean to take it away from you. You're leading. Homesick Alien is merely in second spot ahead of a Skyjacker. Koi Carp is ahead of Turtle, who is ahead of Jokers. These guys are having a lovely little three-way battle down here in the two Jaguars and the Corvette, but Turtle goes in to replenish his fuel and his tyres as Racer Brown continues on with no fuel on board. Noxie still got a quarter of a tank, he's cracking, and Matt Psycho back out there in third place. He'll be wondering about Noxie's strategy and why he's still out there ahead of him. Liam Anfield some 33 seconds behind Matt Psycho, and I mean, we're only just over halfway through this race, so it's he might still gain on Matt Psycho, but the way that Porsche has been destroying its tyres, he's put mediums on, look. The tyres are an issue for him, he's put mediums on, so interesting. Change of strategy from Liam Anfield. Daz is back ahead of Barry Twins, quite healthily as well, as Racer Brown goes in the pits, which we expected. He was quite low on fuel. And Daz, he's back on it again, but he's a minute behind Liam Anfield. And yeah, well, like I said, Liam Anfield lost a good 30 seconds on Matt Psycho. If he loses another 30 seconds, that puts Daz 30 seconds closer. Barry Twins, 17 seconds drift of Daz, only 2 seconds ahead of Pat on their different strategy. Jim's only 2.7 seconds behind Pat. We've got ourselves a lovely little battle down here in 6th, 7th and 8th of the Group 1 cars. Webb Smurfer still yet to pit. He's still ahead in the Group 4 cars, doing a super job in his Jaguar. Homesick Alien battling with Skyjacker, trying to keep Skyjacker at bay, and Skyjacker all up in his business. Noxie is into the pits. Matt Psycho back up into 2nd place. As we watch Skyjacker really leaning into that Homesick Aliens Mustang, trying to keep that pressure up. But I mean, Skyjacker, he knows that Homesick's not one to fold for pressure too easily. So he's merely just having a bit of fun, I assume, because he knows he can't intimidate the alien. Just merely sit there on his tail and just wait for a moment, because that Honda is definitely a lot better, I think, than the Mustang in the corners. But the Mustang has got some beef, some punch to its kick down the straights, so that is where these cars are leveling out. Skyjacker, though, looking happy just to sit in the wake of the alien at the moment. So here we go, Racer Brown. Great stuff for a Racer Brown so far in this race. 17.5 second lead on Matt Psycho. He's got the fastest lap with a 41.7. He's just been in, replenished his car. He's back out again. And he's on it. It's beautiful stuff. Racer Brown, he's taken part in all 6 endurance events at Le Mans. He got 2nd place in the Group 3 cars. In Spa, he got 2nd place in the Group 3 cars. In Bathurst, he got a win in the Group 3 cars. Then in Fuji, he got a win in the Group 2 cars. Then in Nordschleife, he got a win. And then Le Mans in the Group 4 cars. And then last time out at Le Mans, he got another win in the Group 3s. So he's hasn't been out the top 2. He's come 2nd twice and won 4. So Racer Brown really is the man to beat. We've got a couple out there. Matt Psycho, he can take the race to Racer Brown sometimes. And Pinko, Bunny, Skyjacker. He's not all in unbreakable. He's Racer Brown. I've seen these guys take the race to Racer Brown, but Racer Brown in that Toyota TS030, he was formidable in the HPEC series that we had last, the endurance championship that we ran, and he was absolutely stunning in that Toyota. Matt Psycho, best of the rest, 2nd place, couldn't ask for much more. He was down to 4th at one point, so he's risen. He's got Noxie chasing him down, 20 seconds behind him. Noxie did come in, earlier than I expected him to. He still had a quarter of a tank of fuel virtually on board his Toyota, but opting to come in. Maybe it's part of his plan to try and close that gap to Matt Psycho. 20 seconds. It's going to be a tough one. Liam Anfield 16 seconds behind. Liam Anfield on those medium tyres. He's going for a long run, isn't he? He's going to go for a long run in this middle stint and maybe try and gain ground on Matt Psycho and Noxie. We'll have to wait and see. Daz, he's not in the fight with those top four, I think, today, and more Barry Twins, but he's leaving Barry Twins behind at the moment. And, Barry Twins, he's got his hands full with Pat and Jim closing the gap on Pat again. Webb Smurfer yet to pit still, but he's on vapors as he makes his way around. He's on fumes, absolutely chugging on now is that Jaguar at the moment. He's 16 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien, who's maintained that position impressively ahead of Skyjacker. Maybe Skyjacker not pushing too hard, it's hard to tell, as there we see Noxie come through, put a lap on the lead, well, second and third of the Group 4s. Webb Smurfer has now come into the pits, and I thought Skyjacker was having a look in Casio. I think he seems to be sitting and waiting. Barry Twins now comes across them. He's kind of stuck in between them, but he stays close to the wall, just Barry Twins, and he's through as Homesick Alien retakes the lead of the Suzuka 2.5 hours. There's Pat coming through. Skyjacker, absolutely beautiful move down into the first corner, and Skyjacker is through. It seemed a bit easy. I don't know if Homesick's lifted a little bit there. Ooh, and Jim having to squeeze by Skyjacker. I think Jim already committing to that side when Skyjacker moved across, and Jim just getting by. But Skyjacker now leads, but it seems a bit leisurely between him and Homesick. They don't seem to be really going for it like we saw them going for it earlier. I think now in this early part of the stint, I think they're looking after their cars a little bit. Webb Smurfer then back out in third place, a minute and a half ahead. Jokers, who's ahead of Koikarp again. Oh, remember, Koikarp made that interesting pit strategy, pitting a lot earlier than we expected him to. Joker's just done the fastest lap of his race so far, a 2:10.322. And Koikarp doing a 2:11.5 his last time around. He's just about to cross the line. 2:11 again. Yeah, 2:11.7. Joker's a 2:11.5. Very tight between the two Jaguars down near the back. And Turtle in his Corvette in 14th place. I believe this is Turtle's second event. He got 5th place in the Group C cars at Le Mans last time out. At the moment he's looking at 6th place here at Suzuka. So Racer Brown leads by 15 seconds. So Matt Psycho is gaining, isn't he? He's a 43.8 last time from Matt Psycho. Racer Brown 44.5. So Matt Psycho slowly gaining on Racer Brown, but can he do anything? Lap 52 of 88. We've got a fair whack of laps still to do. The clock says an hour and a half into this race, hour and 31 minutes nearly. So at least an hour, or just under an hour of racing still to go between these cars. Noxie, solid performance today in a great podium position. He's 19 seconds ahead of Liam. Liam's off the road. Liam's off the road. Oh my lord, it's not Liam's day today. We know he had some issues with power surges last week in qualifying that made his wheel default. So I don't know if that's something similar or if it's just those racing mediums not giving him the grip that he wants. And Daz, he'll be gaining on Liam Manfield. I said Liam Manfield, he lost a big chunk of time to Matt Psycho. the time doesn't seem to be changing between him and Liam Anfield, so Daz not gaining. Maybe he was a lot further away than that. Barry Twins 22 seconds behind Daz at the moment. Pat, his tyres starting to look a little used as he comes across Koikarp's Jaguar in the Group 4 cars, and he makes it easily by, chasing after Barry Twins, who's 3.7 seconds ahead of him now. He's got Jim only 2.3 seconds behind. It's quite a tight little battle between Barry Twins, Pat and Jim. And Jim and Pat on a different strategy to Barry Twins. Barry Twins still going to be going for a while, where Pat and Jim will be visiting the pits in the next, I don't know what, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe longer, who knows. Skyjacker is the leader of the Group 4 cars, but Homesgalian still within fighting distance from him. Web Smurfer pitted, come out. Ooh, yellow flag. Who could that be for? Liam again? No. It's one of the leaders. Oh, he's gone now. Oh, it must have been Turtle. It must have been El Turtle Reno. So Homesgalian and Skyjacker. Well, they're only just coming across Turtle, so I don't know what the yellow flag was for. But Skyjacker, Noxie's gone. Oh, it must have been for Noxie. Noxie's gone. So Liam Anfield is now up into third place. Oh, poor Noxie. You wouldn't have raced for an hour and a half and quit out, even if you'd had a spin, because he wouldn't have dropped too far. I don't even think he would have dropped behind Liam. That must have been an internet issue for Noxie, and that is very disappointing. He was in a solid third place, and Noxie, oh, poor Noxie. Unbelievable stuff. So Liam Anfield then up into a podium position now as he drives through, I think that was Koikarp. So Liam Anfield and Daz up into fourth. Barry Twins, well, moving up into fifth. They all move up position sixth for Pat. And Jim in seventh. Oh, Noxie, I'm so sorry, dude. That is such a shame. It's got to have been an internet glitch, that, because he was doing well. So Racer Brown then, he leads by 15 seconds from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho chasing him down with all his might, but I think he may have lost a little too much time in this race to be able to catch up, as Matt Psycho catching up with the leaders of the Group 4 cars. And I mean, that's going to be the story of the day, isn't it, for them Group 1 people, saying just every corner, around every corner there was a bloody Group 4 car waiting to scare the shit out of me. So Liam Anfield, although not having his best race, he is in a podium position, but he has got Daz slowly chipping away at his times. Daz on the racing softs, and Liam Anfield moving over to the mediums, I think, feeling that Porsche is a bit of a tyre tearer. Pat yet to pit yet. What was that? So Pat still not to pit, still hasn't pit. Oh my frigging god, it's an hour and a half into it. I said about the driver's fatigue. What about the commentator's fatigue? It's starting to fall apart here, my word. So Pat has not pitted so far. He's pitted once, but he hasn't pitted this second stint. Most other people have pitted, apart from him and Jim and Noxie before his departure. No, Noxie had pitted, hadn't he? So he was in a good spot. What a shame. So Pat staving off Jim at the moment. Jim only 2.2 seconds behind Pat. And that's his fight today, is with the Jim in his Toyota. See, oh, Jim getting very comfortable with the barrier there under the bridge as he heads up to the hairpin, trying not to lose too much time, but he's lost a couple of seconds on Pat through that little shunt with the wall. Racer Brown 15 seconds still ahead of Matt Psycho. whom is 55 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Daz is fourth, and he's doing a mighty fine job. He's 21 seconds ahead of Barry Twins, who's 5.7 seconds ahead of Pat, but Pat on a different strategy. He's going to have to come in and pit. But it's still, yeah, Barry Twins still might have to, well, he probably will have to pit before the end of this race. And Pat, he's probably only going to have to pit once before the end of this race, I'd assume. I'm not sure. Jim, chasing those guys down. He's managed to claw this race back to himself, but he's on the same strategy as Pat, so he'll be pitting himself very soon. Skyjacker still only 2/10 ahead of Homesick Alien. This is cracking stuff between these two. We're sat on board with Homesick Alien. It's 31 seconds ahead of Web Smurfer, and there goes Barry Twins, making his way by. And I wonder how Barry Twins is feeling. I don't know, he probably has raced in multi-class races before in other groups, but it's the first one he's done with us at the Virtual Racers Club. It must be a baptism of fire as well with the Group 1 and Group 4s. We've never done that combo. There goes Pat. Pat chasing down Barry Twins with all his might. Beautiful, isn't it? They do come out of nowhere. I mean, I'm sure the drivers are more aware than I am. I'm not really thinking or looking at the map behind them. They're getting that blue flag. Well, the blue flag just seems to be permanently on now. Oh, and the NSX wanting to step away from Skyjacker, but he gathers her up. No issues. Thank you, sir, he says. And I'll crack on. And then we've got Jimbo coming through. And, yeah, then they should have a small break now from any Group 1 cars coming through. Chases down Homesick Alien. I can't call it for the win between these two. I'm imagining, I don't think Web Smurfer is going to get back into this battle, although he's on a different pit strategy to those guys. These Homesick and Skyjacker will have to pit again. And I think, you know, ooh, yellow flag. Pat looks like he's dropped behind Jim. So I think Pat has had a small off somewhere just ahead. So Skyjacker leads. There's another Group 1 car. It's Liam Anfield this time. And it's just relentless for these guys. It must be draining for the Group 4 cars as well. So even though they've been told they just stick to their racing line, it's down to the Group 1 cars to get by them. It's a lot to think about, knowing one of them things is coming up behind you. It's another factor to think about whilst you're still trying to race. It's losing a hell of a lot of time at the moment. It's Homesick Alien on Skyjacker with these Group 1 cars coming through. Skyjacker extending that lead to 2.2 seconds. And yeah, we'll have to keep our eye on that battle. Web Smurfer in third place. Web Smurfer in third. That's because Noxie's gone on it, all the buttons have shuffled up. Hang on. Excuse me! There we go. Oh, Noxie, what can I say? Absolutely gutted about that. I am, mate. I am. Oh, it was definitely a podium, wasn't it? There was definitely a podium on course there. Had an absolutely cracking race, Noxie. Cracking race. I know, it's a shame. It's a real shame. That was an absolutely unbelievable race. Leading. And having the speed of Racer Brown. Racer Brown couldn't do anything about you. And then fighting from 5th up to a podium position. Great race. Great run race there, Noxie. Super stuff. But we can do nothing about the internet, I'm afraid. It has a mind of its own. We'll know when it takes over. Racer Brown. 15-second lead on Matt Psycho at the moment. He's on lap 58 of 88. So 30 more laps to go here at Suzuka. So still anything can happen. But at the moment, it seems like Racer Brown hasn't put a single foot wrong. Well, that last lap possibly, he did a 46.8. That might be his slowest lap. He's done. But, you know, you've got to take into account getting through the traffic as well. As he goes past Homesick Alien, who you can't even see Skyjacker now. So Homesick Alien slipping even further back from Skyjacker. And Skyjacker in that Honda. I mean, it's been a long race between those guys. They've been racing for an hour and 40 minutes. As Skyjacker and Homesick Alien. And at some point, fatigue will cut in. It really will. It's hard to maintain that level for that length of time. So Racer Brown, 13.5 seconds now ahead of Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho is closing the gap down on Racer Brown. Is Racer Brown getting tired? Is he feeling? Is he starting to feel it? Pat's into the pits. He went long in the first stint, and he's 35. So, Jim's already pitted. Jim's already been in and pitted. So Pat is trying to get out ahead of Jim. It looked like Jim went ahead of Pat. I think Pat had a small off. Barry Twins now 30 seconds behind Daz, who's 50 seconds behind Liam Anfield, who's a minute behind Matt Psycho, who's only now 13.5 seconds behind Racer Brown. And it looks like Matt Psycho, he's on lower fuel than Racer Brown. But it looks like Matt Psycho is going for a push, a rush and a push, to go for the lead of this race. He's got a big deficit to make up, but you can't rule the man out. Racer Brown doing a 45.2 that time around. So Racer Brown, he might be just easing off a little bit. I think knows he's got that healthy lead, and I think he's just making that fuel last a bit out there. About 60. Matt Psycho chasing down Racer Brown. Liam Anfield has had a few issues today, and the Racing Soft Tyres haven't agreed with him, so he's gone to the Racing Mediums. Pat's still in the pits. Jim's through. Is he? Pat's gone back in the pits. I'm not sure what happened there. I thought Pat already had pitted, and it looks like he's double stacked it. So I don't know if he had a fuel glitch or something. His times are being wacky. It looks like he was in the pits. He must have nipped off to the toilet or something. It looks like his pit stop was like 3 minutes. But yeah, Jim through and 50 odd seconds ahead of Pat. So maybe a call of nature for Pat. He's had to nip off in his pit stop, but it does seem like he's had an extended pit stop there. Skyjacker still leads, 1.8 second from Homesick Alien. They're 40 seconds ahead of Web Smurfer, who's 54 seconds ahead of Coy. Coy is ahead of Jokers by 15 seconds, so that battle well and truly over. And but Coy is got a lot less fuel than Joker, so it might still come back. But 15 seconds is quite a big deficit, and it looks like Joker's just had a couple of bad laps. That 43 and that 45 are in the 21s. Some 10 seconds slower. Joker's has gone into the pits. Coy's fuel has just started flashing. Turtle has recently pitted, getting his best laps. He's just got green. So a new set of tyres for Turtle, and it makes him a happy man. Racer Brown, 17 seconds. He's pulled a couple of seconds out, so there's no fatigue in that car. He just was probably traffic, or he's just looking after the car, but he's gained a couple of seconds on Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho doing a 49.7. So maybe Matt Psycho pushing a little too hard, chasing the dream. You know, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and streams that you used to. Our kid. A bit of advice there from TLC, I think. So Matt Psycho in second place, chasing down a Racer Brown. I think the closest battle we've got on the field at the moment is this one. Skyjacker and Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien closing back in. Dropped back to nearly 2 seconds. 2.8 seconds. And he's just around that region. Just sitting behind Skyjacker. As the Group 1 car of Pat's comes on through. And Skyjacker leading the Group 4s. He's done 49 laps of 88. Racer Brown 62 laps of 88. So it goes to show how many times they've been lapped in this race. And that is what, 13 times? So they're going to finish 13 laps so far earlier. As Barry Twins comes through as well. Barry Twins, wasn't it Pat just before? Barry Twins must be nearly putting a lap on Pat. So Barry Twins having a very good debut. In 5th place. He's only 30 odd seconds behind Daz. Daz has had a bit of a topsy-turvy race. It looks like he's back on it again now though. And he is gaining on Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield's medium tyres. Liam Anfield doing a 54 his last time around. So Liam Anfield just barely clinging on to this race as Daz wants to move forward and apply a bit of pressure. Excuse me, to young Liam out there. Racer Brown leading for 17.7 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, who just goes past Turtle. Then we have Liam Anfield in 3rd place ahead of Daz. He's going faster than he's gone before. He's getting the greens. Purples, but Racer Brown has really locked out that fastest lap. Daz's fastest lap so far in this race, a 43.1, as opposed to Racer Brown's 41.7. That really is astounding, isn't it? So Daz, is he going to beat his best? Not this time. 4 tenths off. Barry Twins in 5th place. And since Jim and Pat's pit stops, puts Barry Twins in a lot more of a comfortable position, but he's already down to half a tank of fuel. Jim, we're assuming, is going to go to the end of the race on that tank, where Barry Twins still will have to come in and pit. So it might still be quite tight between Barry Twins and Jim. Pat had that extended pit stop for some reason. Maybe he needed to call the nature and have a quick wee-wee. So, but Pat having a lengthier pit stop, and it's put him 50 seconds behind Jim. He's in 7th spot. Skyjacker leads for the Group 4 cars, just ahead of Homesick Alien. These guys have been inseparable all race. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch, as that's Liam Anfield going through in 3rd spot in his Group 1 car on the medium tyres. Homesick Alien, and Coy's gone in. We saw Jokers going in earlier. So can a Jokers mount something on Koi Carp here? Koi Carp absolute fumes in that tank, down to 1%. Jokers coming past the pit entry, and Koi Carp's been released, and yeah, he's easily back out on track ahead of a Jokers. There you go, Jokers some way down the track there, and he's about 8 seconds off of Koi Carp. So Koi Carp up into 4th spot, and solidly done, because he's some 6 seconds ahead of Jokers' Jaguar, until some 42 seconds behind those in 6th spot. So our closest battle is this, really, seriously. But Homesick Alien's tyres starting to go away from him again. Skyjacker keeping them tyres alive in the Honda, and doing well with the fuel as well. So that's Racer Brown coming through to put yet again another lap on the leaders of the Group 4 cars. And he sits and waits for the hairpin before he blasts past the Honda. And there you go. Skyjacker 1.5 seconds then ahead of Homesick Aliens. Get on board with the Alien. You see Jim coming through. Thought he'd come across Skyjacker, that mid corner. Not where you want to find a car a lot slower than you. And the Homesick Alien closing the gap, half a second on Skyjacker now, as they're coming up to their possibly last pit stops. It's hard to say, really. It doesn't seem like that long ago they were all pitting. So I'm going to say maybe they'll have to do another set of pit stops before the end of this race. It says they're on lap 51. I really thought Homesick may have put it into the pits then, because his tyres are looking rather ropey and his fuel's not very high. But he's still within 3/10 of Skyjacker, so possibly it's not worth the stop at the moment. Skyjacker, though, holding ground in the lead of the Group 4 cars. Racer Brown, Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield are first, second and third in the Group 1s in the hybrid cars, as Homesick Alien stares at the back of that Honda NSX, climbing up the hill, going around the right-hander into third gear, climbing up the hill, going to the left in fourth, just trying not to slide off the track. Then it's a succession down here. First, quite quick right-hander, just a lift, and then heavy onto the brakes for this next one. And oh, Skyjacker not doing as well as Homesick. Homesick coming through, and Homesick Alien took that corner gloriously as he goes up to the hairpin. Heavy braking for the hairpin, down to second gear. Not quite taking that first gear option. Up through the gears as Skyjacker sits behind him now. And the Homesick Alien leading the Group 4 cars again as his fuel starts flashing. The last time we saw Skyjacker, he was doing fine for fuel. Into Spoon, and oh, Daz coming through. See, you don't even see him coming. I knew there were blue flags, but I was too busy looking at Skyjacker in his rearview mirror. So Daz whipping on through. Is Homesick Alien going to take his car around for another lap, or is he going to put it into the pits? He's on lap 52 of 88, but that's not really too true. It depends on what Racer Brown's lap count is. And Homesick Alien into Casio. Ooh, looked quite deep there, under braking. He made it through. He goes past the pit lane, so no, not this time. Skyjacker's nipping at his heels. Wants to get by for that first corner. We saw Skyjacker put a lovely move into the first corner. Is he going to try it again? It doesn't look like it. It's going to sit there. But his fuel doing absolutely wonderful next to Homesick Aliens. Web Smurfer. He's on half a tank of fuel. Wonder what he's going to do. Racer Brown, 14.5 seconds. So he did a 150 on lap 64. He's having the odd lap there. I don't know if his attention's just getting taken away from him, but yeah, he's had one or two shaky laps, and Matt Psycho will be happy to know about that. Matt Psycho, though, on fumes. He's going to have to come into the pits. Liam Anfield is just too far back and driving through everyone. Daz in a fourth spot. 34 seconds ahead of Barry Twins, who's 44 seconds ahead of Jim, whom is a minute ahead of Pat. Homesick Alien leads the Group 4 cars, but his fuel is absolutely flashing. He's going to be in, and Skyjacker still looks like he's got a good few laps. Matt Psycho does come into the pits, but I mean, really, the Liam Anfield's not going to go. I think he'll be out of the pits before Liam Anfield even comes around again. So Homesick Alien stays ahead of Skyjacker. He's got some dead sexy rims on that Mustang as the Alien, I've got to say. And he stays ahead, and his fuel is absolutely drying out. And Skyjacker having a look at the Alien. He's probably not too aware that the Alien has got a pit at the end of this lap. Skyjacker going for the move in Casio. Homesick Alien obviously probably not too interested in fighting him because he's come into the pits. Racer Brown then, he's just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. His tyres just redding up a little bit, but he looks like he's got a while to go yet before he's going to be into the pits. And Matt Psycho just coming out of the pits, 51 seconds shy of Racer Brown so far, and a minute and 20 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. And Matt Psycho, he can take a leisurely stroll really to second place in this race. It's there for the taking. Liam Anfield's, his fuel's getting low, he's going to pit soon. Daz, his fuel's low, so he's going to be pitting soon. Barry Twins, he's still got a quarter of a tank, but he's gone to have a look at that barrier that they've been enjoying today. Jim is ahead of Pat, but Pat, I think, had an extended pit stop. And Skyjacker hasn't pitted yet. He's got plenty of fuel on board. I don't think he's going to pit for a while. Oh, and now Daz has gone. Daz has gone, and Barry Twins promoted up into 4th place. Hey, look at him. He can't believe his luck. Poor Daz. Oh, Barry Twins, he's going around the edge. And it's a concern. And oh my lord, the internet can be a nasty beast. It really can. And that's 2 DNFs we've had so far in this race. Noxie was first to go. What was that, around about hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes? And now just as we're coming up to the 2-hour mark, and Daz has lost connection as well. Barry Twins brings it into the pits. Doesn't really look like he needs to pit stop. Racer Brown's doing fine at the moment. In first place, ahead of Matt Psycho, who has just recently pitted. Liam Anfield looks like he'll be coming into the pits soon, but not this lap. And he continues on in 3rd spot. Barry Twins into the pits after gaining 4th from Daz and his internet glitch. Jim, some 36 seconds behind Barry Twins. And oh, Barry Twins has fuel. There's no fuel's gone in that. There's no fuel gone in that, Barry Twins. Oh no, he's gone in and put fresh tyres on, and it looks like no fuel's gone on board, so possibly he's going for a fastest lap. Maybe he wants Racer Brown's fastest lap. Showboating. But Jim's only 12 seconds behind him now, with plenty of fuel on board. And Jim, he might be looking for a 4th place here, because I think Barry Twins, he's going to have to go back in and put some fuel in. Skyjacker still leads. Daz and Noxie losing internet connection has no effect on these Group 4 cars. Still first place for Skyjacker. Homesick Alien in second. Homesick Alien just making a pit stop the lap before. Skyjacker staying out there for a while, and he's doing 211s, a regular low 211s or mid to low 211s, whereas Homesick Alien, we're yet to see. He's only done an outlap so far. Web Smurfer in 3rd spot for the Group 4 cars, all on his own, 20 seconds behind the Alien, and nearly a minute and 30 seconds ahead of Coy, who's in a solid 4th place, although Joker's not too far behind him. But Joker's on a lot less fuel, and looks like Turtle is making an unscheduled stop. Racer Brown leads the way, 48.9 seconds ahead. He still hasn't pitted. His fuel is low. He's going to need to pit soon. What are they on? Lap 70 of 88. Only 18 more laps to go. It's going to be a splash and dash. Skyjacker comes in. This is the battle between him and Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien still yet to do a lap yet. Matt Psycho, since his pit, I mean, a proper competitive lap. He's done an outlap, and that's it. He's up on his own time, so he's going very rapid. Hasn't totally filled that car up. Skyjacker into the pits. I wonder if they know. There's only around about 18 laps left of this race, even though their counters are saying 55 of 88. Homesick Alien, it says he's ahead of him, but he's only just going down the straight. He's still topping up with fuel, and it looks like Homesick Alien might get the jump. They've just released Skyjacker. Homesick Alien, are they side by side? Homesick Alien is ahead. Homesick Alien, similar fuel. Homesick Alien's got a little less fuel than Skyjacker, and I think this is it. I think that was the final lap. They're running to the end. They know. They must know. Wonder how they know that how many times Racer Brown's gone through. That is odd. Because to them, they'd need full tanks. Maybe they're just doing it on time. They know there's 30 minutes left. But I think this race is going to go over 2.5 hours. I don't know why. Racer Brown comes into the pits. He's on lap 70. 18 left to do. Matt Psycho, 50 seconds shy of Racer Brown, making his way through the Group 4 cars. That's Coy Carp. He's come across now in Spoon, and Coy, it looks like, just about getting out of his way. And Matt Psycho onwards and outwards as Racer Brown's in the pits, not going anywhere. Matt Psycho wants to slash those times between him and Racer Brown. Racer Brown now being released out onto the track, and he leads the Group 1 cars. So Homesick and Skyjacker have pitted. Web Smurfer hasn't pitted. Oh, he put mediums on. So Web Smurfer doesn't take the lead like he did in the last 2 pit stops. Homesick Alien stays ahead of Web Smurfer, as does Skyjacker. But I think it's because Web Smurfer has gone for a set of medium tyres. Sick of his tyres going off, obviously. Koi Carp, some way behind Web Smurfer in 4th place. Only 2.8 seconds ahead of Jokus. So Jokus trying to close the gap. Turtle back out of the pits. And I think he needed an unscheduled break then. Maybe a bit of cramp in the right foot. Like I said, a race of agility this. It's a race of attrition. A long way to go in this race. 2.5 hours. So, you know, you've seen some people's internets can't even hold on. In the chat, Daz saying another disconnect. I'm so good for you, Daz, man. You had a great race. A great race. So it's a shame. It is a shame. You're so fast the internet couldn't handle it. So Liam Anfield is into the pits, but he is miles ahead of Barry Twins. Barry Twins, we saw him pit stop, we saw him put new tyres on, but we saw him put no fuel on board. And now he's only 13 seconds ahead of Jim, who it's touch and go. If Jim's got enough fuel to get to the end, Liam's gone back to soft. He's gone soft on us. And he's back out again as Racer Brown goes to put a lap on 3rd spot. That is unbelievable. That's shocking stuff. So Racer Brown has lapped up nearly to a 3rd spot in this race. So great stuff from Racer Brown. Matt Psycho. Oh no, Matt Psycho's off the road. Oh my lords. I don't know what's happened there, but that's not good. I don't know if he's had rig issues. It seems a strange place to crash into the first corner. And it's not affected him too much, just loses ground to Racer Brown. Liam Anfield, some minute and 20 seconds behind Matt Psycho. It's not going to make a huge dent in that gap. Barry Twins in 4th place, 11 seconds ahead of Jim, but Barry Twins is going to have to come in again and put some fuel in that car. He nearly had a great debut, but I think he's messed his pit stops up, or for some reason he's not fueled up in that 2nd pit stop, and he's going to have to come in again, which is really unfortunate for Barry Twins. Jim, possible to gain from that. Homesick Alien 1.3 seconds ahead of Skyjacker in the Group 4 battle, and that battle raging onwards. Web Smurfer pretty much on his own at the moment, but sticking with it. 31 seconds behind Skyjacker, minute 20 seconds ahead of Coy. who's only 2.6 seconds ahead of Jokus, but Jokus has got half a tank of fuel on. Koikap is just between half and 3/4. So it's interesting stuff. On board with Jokus as he's 2.3 seconds behind Koikap. And we should have, I don't know, 23 minutes left of racing. But I honestly think we're gonna be way past 2.5 hours mark with 88 laps. And Daz in the chat saying, racing myself but finding rhythm, which is rather annoying. It was a great race, man. You had a couple of moments, but kept coming back. That was beauty. Like a rubber ball. And Mama Homesick saying, come on, son. Come on, Homesick. He's holding his own at the moment, ahead of a Skyjacker. Where are they? Cheeky little boys. Cheeky little racers. I can't find them now. There's Skyjacker chasing after Homesick Alien. It's been very close with these guys. I'm surprised they're not all burnt out, really. I mean, 2 hours and 10 minutes, well, 2 hours and 8 minutes, should I say, of racing between these two competitors, and watching out for those Group 1 cars that are flying on through. Scary, scary stuff. And they must be feeling it. And if they're not feeling it right now, they'll be feeling it tomorrow. Because some hard racing been done out there as the leader of the Group 1 cars comes through and passed. We're sat on board with second place of the Group 4s, Skyjacker. It's been close stuff between Skyjacker and Homesick Alien this whole race, and Skyjacker closing the gap to the Alien. And it's a tough call to say who's going to be the Group 4 winner. The Honda of Skyjackers got pole and does seem to have the pace on the Mustang. So I think Skyjacker is sitting quite in a pretty place at the moment. Fuel-wise as well, a lot more fuel on board Skyjacker than Homesick Alien, and they're coming close to the end of this race now. I don't know how many laps Racer Brown's done. And I've got on a rubbish camera angle because I can't change anything. But Skyjacker closing up to the back of that Mustang. He's looking for a way by. The Mustang still clinging on to the lead. And Skyjacker looking for chinks in Homesick Alien's armour. We're at 2 hours and 10 minutes of this race. These Group 4 cars just starting their 60th lap of Suzuka. So if you ever wonder how long Group 4 cars take, 2 hours and 10 minutes, they can do about 60 laps of Suzuka. 60 grueling laps, man. That's a lot of turns as well. It's not like Fuji or some of these other tracks, Bathurst. Although Bathurst is quite taxing. You know, half the track is just a straight line, so they can have a bit of a rest. There's not really many places here at Suzuka to have a rest. There's one short, two short straights, maybe, down the start straight, and this is what they're just coming up to. No, not yet. After Spoon, up to 130R. Skyjacker closing up to the Mustang again. Racer Brown still leading from Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield in the Group 1 cars. Skyjacker having a look up the inside, and it doesn't look like there's anything Homesick could do there. He's just got to use the power of the Mustang and that horsepower down a straight line to stay ahead of the Honda. The Honda looking nimbler in the corners. but that Mustang has got some grunt down the straights, so Skyjacker able to attack the Alien in the corners. Homesick Alien's tyres have been going off quicker than Skyjacker's, but they look fresh still at the moment on Skyjacker's car. Skyjacker having a real close look at the Alien. Alien's gone out wide, but he's still there ahead. And what a battle for the lead we've got here of the Group 4 cars. Very close, and they haven't really been apart for 2 hours and 12 minutes. That is some scary stuff, man. That's a lot of concentration. With the car just in front of you and behind you, because these two have been swapping places throughout the 2 hours race so far. And it's been rather delicious between Skyjacker and Homesick Alien for the lead of the Group 4 cars. Web Smurfer some 40 seconds behind. I'm guessing he's pitted now because he was 20 odd seconds. Still ahead of Koikar, who's ahead of Jokus. And Skyjacker really harrying Homesick Alien at the moment. He really wants to get ahead of him. And as we're coming into the last stages of this race, it's been a long one. If you've stuck with it, well done to you. Oh, we've got more chat. Talaran saying this is about to get tasty, isn't it just? And Turtle saying DNF for me, first corner of the first lap, the wheel reset itself, needed to restart 3 times the whole race, driving in default mode, way behind my pace. Oh, that's a shame, Turtle. So it sounds like Turtle's gone as well now. He's having wheel issues. Everyone's having Liam Anfield with his wheel issues, Turtle wheel issues, internet issues for Noxie, and Daz is taking his prisoners as Suzuka tonight. It really has. Okay. Let's get in there for this final bit then, the final push. So Skyjacker, excuse me. Has Skyjacker done it? Has he finally done it? Has he made the move? He's ahead of Homesick Alien now. My lord, but Homesick Alien's coming back at Skyjacker, using the grunt of that Mustang down the straight. Skyjacker grabbing a toe. He's trying to get the inside line earlier in the straight. He's gone back in for the toe. He didn't quite get the slipstream that he needed, and now he's going in for the late break into the first corner. Homesick Alien standing fast. He's hoping to come up the inside of Skyjacker, and that's what she said. And Skyjacker, though, side by side through the S's, and they're going to try and do it. Look at them. Absolutely ballsy from the pair of them, but Skyjacker in the end just ahead of Homesick Alien. And the Mustang in the corners just not as nimble as that Honda in Skyjacker's hands, and Skyjacker takes the lead of the Group 4 cars. After 2 hours and 15 minutes of racing, these two still battling it out for position, and Skyjacker even giving it a cheeky little back end slide into that corner. Whew, that's interesting. We'll come back to this. Racer Brown leads. He's on lap 78. He's got 10 laps left of this race. Matt Psycho 19 seconds behind him in second spot. Then you have Liam Anfield in third place. His Porsche looking absolutely leery over the curbs. It looks like he was trying to get him. Scuffs on both front corners for Liam Anfield. That Porsche looks like a rather handful. Jim up into fourth. He's got himself ahead of Barry Twins. Yes, Barry Twins had to go back into the pits. We saw he had fuel issues. He came into the pits, just changed his tyres. We expect that is that fuel glitch that comes up now and again. And someone just got a little excited with their X button. But Barry Twins having to make another trip back to the pits. And Jim, what a race Jim has had himself. Up into fourth, just off of the podium. He's been helped with a couple of DNFs, it has to be said, but still. Jim had an absolute torrid start. First couple of laps were absolutely awful for him, and he's plodded on, he's cracked away, he's kept on those lap times, and he's up into 4th place in the Group 1 cars. Great stuff from Jim. Barry Twins in 5th place with his having to go back to the pits. He's a minute ahead of Pat, who is in 6th place. Skyjacker leads the Group 4 cars from Homesick Alien, and these two are going to be battling all the way to the line, but there's still 10 laps to go. And as I suspect, I think we're going to be way over 2.5 hours in this race. So if they have filled up their cars for a 2.5 hour race, they might be in for a surprise. Webb Smurfer then in a 9th spot. Not 9th, sorry. 3rd. That's my second one. 2 hours and 17 minutes, and I've only done it twice. So, come on. I'm allowed 3. So, Webb Smurfer in 3rd place. And he's ahead of Koi Carp. And Jokers has closed the gap up again. Jokers closing that gap up on Koi. Well, what's the situation here? Jokers, his tyres quite used. A quarter of a tank of fuel. Koi Carp, his tyres are all right, and he's got half a tank of fuel. We don't know when this race is going to finish, though. These Group 4 cars, they're totally in the dark. They have no idea how many laps Racer Brown has done. They honestly don't. So they don't know when the race is going to finish until it comes up with final lap, when Racer Brown crosses the line for the final lap. And I imagine they can't keep count of how many times he's gone by them. So yeah, these Group 4 cars, they really are in the dark about how long is left on this race. And they're probably thinking about 2.5 hours. I'm thinking about 2 hours and 45 minutes is what I'm thinking. In the chat, Turtle said, I did manage a 21 lap on 1 tank. Well done, Turtle. And Talaran saying, brilliant racing. It is. It's amazing from Skyjacker and Homesick Alien. I can't believe they can go side by side through the S's and not even make a single bit of contact. And that's why the stewarding is very difficult in the VRC, because you've got this sort of quality of driving from some of these drivers. So when they do see just the odd accident, it's like, well, you know, you could have avoided that. It's not. They're fair. I'm just joking. They're pretty cool. So Skyjacker, he's pulling away from the Alien now. Homesick Alien, I don't know, is it tyres? Is he worried about that fuel? Is he concerned? These guys think there's probably only about 11 minutes left of racing. In actual fact, well, 8 laps, 1 minute 45, 2, so it's 3.5 minutes for what, two laps? 3.5. You can hear me working it out. 7 in 4 laps. 14. All right, no, okay. About 2 hours 35 minutes. It might be about 5 minutes over. I may have been a bit over the top with my 45 minutes over, 15 minutes over. But yeah, it's definitely not going to finish in 10 minutes time, this race, I reckon. Turtle, Racer Brown is today from another world, ridiculously fast. Unbelievable, isn't it? He's really got into the zone of this one. He's up for this, totally. And we're going to have to start putting lead weights in his pockets. Matt Psycho, 16 seconds though. It's not too bad over 2 hours and 20 minutes. 16 seconds, it's pretty close. Because Racer Brown has been driving at a ridiculous pace. So Matt Psycho also having an absolutely astounding race. Liam Anfield's, well, what a race he's had. He's on the podium, but he's had an adventure today. Absolutely. And Jim, 30 seconds off of last place of the Group 1s, he was, I think, after 2 or 3 laps. And he's up to 4th now. So Great drive from Jim. Just plugged on in there, cracked on. And I'm pretty sure, quarter of a tank of fuel. His tyres are looking a bit old, and Barry Twins is trying to bring it. A 143.9. And yeah, possibly, well, there's still a race to be had. 4.2 seconds behind Jim. Jim's tyres starting to look like they've seen better days. He's done a 48 and a 47 with Barry Twins on a 43.9. So Barry Twins really is closing in on Jim. Jim must be starting to get nervous. He wants to see that lap ticker go a lot quicker than what it is. Pat, he was in that battle, wasn't he? He really was in that battle, but he had that extended pit stop, and then he's had this drift in the first corner. Skyjacker still leading from Homesick Alien. Still less than a second, though, between the two of them. Well, just around a second. And this battle's not done yet, but Homesick Alien, he must be thinking about that fuel. Like I said, they don't know. They don't know when this race is actually going to finish. Webb Smurfer, solid drive from the American. His first ever 2.5 hour race here at the Virtual Racers Club. And yeah, he's done a super job today in that Jaguar. And Kuikarp. Oh, Jokers has dropped right off. What's happened? Jokers pitted. Jokers has pitted. There's not very long left, and so's Kuikarp. He's made the decision to come in. Racer Brown, 6 laps to go. 7 more minutes. Hey, I tell you what, it might not be too bad. What did I say? 6 minutes. I say it's 3.5 minutes. No. Yeah, 3.5 minutes every 2 laps. So 4 laps is 7 minutes. So 10.5 minutes to go. Possibly. So Racer Brown, 15 seconds. Matt Psycho going for a bit of a push. Hoping Racer Brown makes a small mistake or something near the end of the race. Like I said, it's a long race. It's hard to keep that concentration. I say that, he just goes and obliterates fastest lap to a 41.6. Talk about smashing the field away. And Matt Psycho will be very much aware that fastest lap's just changed. And he's probably just thinking, oh, for God's sakes. Liam Anfield, happy to be on the podium, I imagine, after the adventures today. Jim, still ahead of Barry Twins, 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Barry Twins hasn't closed the gap. Jim able to do a 45 in his Toyota, even though those tyres are looking a little grisly. And Barry Twins did a 43 earlier, but he's done 2 45s now. And it's going to be tight between them come the end of the race. Skyjacker, 1.5 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Is Homesick Alien starting to look after that fuel tank? Is he concerned? There still could be another 10 minutes left in this race, 9 minutes left in this race, and I think Homesick Alien is not sure. These Group 4 cars, they're not sure what to do with their fuels. I mean, Skyjacker, he's on half a tank. He probably feels quite confident just to continue on. Homesick Alien, he's probably unsure at this point if a quarter of a tank is enough. How do they know? How do they know what's going on ahead of them? There is no way for them to know how many laps anyone's done at the front. All they know is the counter is at 2 hours and 25 minutes. Webb Smurfer, solid third place, solid third place. Kuikarp, with their pit stops, he's only 8 tenths ahead of Jokers, and this is going to be a lovely battle come the end of the race between Koi and Jokers, as is Homesick. Whoa, Pat going around, and then he's winding his way through the Group 4 cars, and that was scary as Matt Psycho opts to go for the inside of both of them. Kuikarp comes to the corner, but Matt Psycho already has departed the area. And Jokers half a second now behind Kuikarp. We have Homesick Alien, 2.3 seconds. I think Homesick Alien, either his tyres are going or he's looking after that fuel because he's unsure. And he's settling for second place today. And Skyjacker, has he had a win? Yeah, no, hang on. In the wrong place. Skyjacker has had a third at Le Mans, the very first one. He's had a fifth at Bathurst, a sixth at Fuji, and a third at the last Le Mans. And this will be his first endurance win. And he's done a solid job. Won his first championship recently in this year, at the beginning of this year, and now looking to win his first endurance championship. Homesick Alien dropping away from him. How is Coy and Joker's getting on? 6/10 between them. Unbelievably tight. These two have had an absolute humdinger of an endurance race between the pair of them. Racer Brown goes across the line, start lap 85. 3 more laps to go, including the was it? No, 8. Sorry, 4 more laps to go. If you include this one. Matt Psycho's closed it down to nearly 10 seconds from 15 seconds. And Racer Brown's did a 49.5 on lap 83, so lost a bit of time as he puts a lap on Jim. Jim's still ahead of Barry Twins. It's down to 2 seconds now, and Barry Twins is hanging out his Toyota. Man alive, scary as you like, as Barry Twins pushes onwards. Jim trying to maintain a decent lap time even with his older tyres, and Barry Twins, he can get that 4th position back. He's got the grip on his tyres. He's just got to try and get to the back of Jim, and Jim at the moment not putting a single foot wrong and driving very well on an old set of racing softs. Racer Brown leads from Matt Psycho down to 10 seconds. Only 1 or 2 more mistakes, and Matt Psycho could be within a shout. And these mistakes, it's a long race, it's easy to do. How many laps has Racer Brown overtaken the top 4? He's overtaken Liam Anfield, I think. Don't know if he's got past Matt Psycho. I don't know. No, because he's only 10 seconds behind Matt Psycho, surely. No, but yeah, he's put a lap on place 3. 3rd place. How else are we doing? Skyjacker 4.7 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien now. Koi Carp a second ahead of Jokus. Jokus dropping back a little bit. Barry Twins 2.8 seconds behind Jim. These are the battles on the field. We have Jim in 4th, Barry Twins in 5th. Barry Twins on a fresher set of tyres, should be faster than Jim, but I think he's just pushing too hard. Did a 43.9, it was beautiful, but he's been doing 46s. Jim's managing the 46s, he's in 47s now with those tyres. His fuel's looking quite light as well. They've still got a few laps to go. Racer Brown's on lap 86 of 88 as we go past the 2.5 hour mark. Bye-bye 2.5 hour mark. And I think this one's going to go up to about 33.5, 34 minutes. And Matt Psycho 12 seconds now behind Liam Anfield. 3rd place with Jim, 2.6 seconds ahead of Barry Twins. Pat is in 6th place. Skyjacker 5.4 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien, I think he's nursing that fuel tank. He's nervous. Web Smurfer over a minute behind. Homesick Alien could pit. I suppose he doesn't want to pit if the race is just about to end. Koi Carp now still a second ahead of Jokus. So it's Barry Twins 2 seconds behind Jim. Jim just holding on. The fuel is starting to flash red. This is going to be tight. Racer Brown on lap 87 at the moment as he makes his way around And there's going to be a lot of Group 4 drivers out there wondering, oh, when's the race going to finish? And Matt Psycho in second place, chasing him down. His fuel's in the red. They're all in the red now. It's getting very close. Liam Anfield's doing his fastest lap of the race so far with a 42.4. Has he been in and put another set of tyres on? He did, didn't he? He went in a lap 83. No fuel, tyres. He wants that fastest lap. Oof. Still got nearly just 0.8 of a second to find on that fastest lap, Liam. Of Racer Browns, he really was on a good lap. So, good luck. It's going to be a tough one. Jim, only a second now between him and Barry Twins. This is tight. Jim's tyres going away, his fuel dropping. Barry Twins, he's got plenty of fuel to burn through. As he gains on Jim. Jim pretty nervous, I'd imagine. Looking back, it looks like quite a big gap though, but it's only 1.2 seconds as they go through Casio. And Barry Twins trying to edge ever closer. 7/10 now. He'll feel a bit of a toe down this straight, closing into the back. And the final lap thing is up. The final lap is up. This is it. 2.5 hours at Suzuka. And it's been a blinding. Half a second is Jim. Oh, Barry Twins got a wiggle on. Jim gets to survive for a little bit longer. Let's get out of the car. How's Racer Brown doing? He's early in the race. Matt Psycho, 13 seconds. This is the battle. Jim and Barry Twins. Homesick Alien's got nothing left, I think, to bring back to Skyjacker. He hasn't, so it's down to Jim and Barry Twins around these corners. You can see Matt Psycho just behind these guys. Oh, Barry Twins off wide, and oh no, Barry Twins, he's really, I don't think it matters about the blue flags at this on the final lap. What's Matt Psycho going to do? But he's going wide, and I think Barry Twins just pushing too hard, trying to gain that 4th place, and Jim getting away with it on those old tyres. This is unbelievable stuff. Racer Brown through Spoon for the final time. As he goes up the straight, he has driven an absolutely flawless race. He has done a great job. And he comes around 1:30R. Jim then 1.3 seconds ahead of Barry Twins. I don't think there's anything left Barry Twins can do about this. As they come up to some Group 4 cars, that might mix things up. But Racer Brown comes around the final corner to be the winner. Well done, my friend. Skyjacker some way off yet. Matt Psycho then next across the line, but Liam Anfield, he's just... Oh my God, we've got a bunch of cars here. What's going on? Jim... Oh, dearie me, what happened there? Liam Anfield, so Matt Psycho's finished in second. Liam Anfield finished in third. Jim got 4th. Barry Twins got 5th place. And the leaders of the Group 4 cars, they're still making their way around. Skyjacker is 7 seconds. Homesick Aliens trying to nurse that car. Koi Carp's crossed the line in 10th. I mean, oh, bloody hell, in 4th. And Jokers gets 5th. And it looks like Skyjacker making his way around through the hairpin. Homesick Alien, just about enough fuel to get there in the end. This will be Skyjacker's first win in the Endurances. What a year he's had. The first champion of 2022 in the Virtual Racers Club. And now he gets his first endurance win. Milestones. As Skyjacker comes down a 1:30R. Whipsmurfer has finished in 3rd place. Take a boo, my son. Sorry, I haven't been doing that. And Liam Anfield, take a boo, my son. And then Skyjacker, here he comes then. The last 2 guys running in this race. Homesick Aliens fuel tank is absolutely feeling it as Skyjacker comes through Casio in his Monster Energy Drink Honda NSX and takes the win for the Group 4s. Absolutely super stuff from Skyjacker. A well-deserved win with a tough-fought battle with Homesick Alien, who comes home in second place. And they are your finishing orders. And a huge commiserations to Noxie and Daz, who were having cracking races. There he is. There's the man, Racer Brown, with a lovely trophy and a reef. Skyjacker is given a little egg cup just off to the side of that. Okay, we won't hang around because it's quite late, isn't it? 11:15, my word. So we'll go to the race results, and for the last time, we will read you the order. Racer Brown took the win in the Group 1 hybrid cars, with Matt Psycho in second place, Liam Anfield in third. Then we had Jim getting fourth. What a great turnaround in his race. Barry Twins in fifth, with Pat coming home in sixth. For the Group 4 cars, Skyjacker takes his first endurance win ahead of Homesick Alien, who came home in second. Web Smurfer, his first debutant in the group in the endurance races, and he gets himself a podium. Well done, my friend. Koi Cup grabs himself fourth with a hard-fought battle with Jokers, who comes home in fifth all the way through that race, and Turtle finishing in sixth. And obviously we lost Noxie and Daz along the way, which is a real shame. Racer Brown got the fastest lap with a 1:41.641. And my words, if you stuck through all of that, then you are champions. Well done to you. That was a tough one. Tough one for our sim racers out there. And in the chat, we have Noxie saying, congratulations, Racer Brown. Great race. Pat saying, well, I kind of expected to be last in the Group 1s, but perhaps not by quite as much. Matt Psycho saying, great race. Well done, Racer B. Racer Brown saying, congratulations, Skyjacker. Mama Homesick saying, congratulations, Skyjacker and Racer Brown. And Matt Psycho saying, great win, Sky, and great race with Homesick. Noxie saying, congratulations, Skyjacker. Pat saying, well done to everyone for finishing that one. That was a lot harder than I expected. Racer Brown saying, thank you, Homesick Alien, and the one and only Thingy. Ah, cheers, man. Mama Homesick saying, massive well done to all, including you, Thingy, for keeping it all going for 2.5 hours. Yeah, it's been hard, I tell you. Near the end there, I thought I was just talking gobbledygook. Racer Brown saying, thank you, guys. Skyjack saying, what a race. Cracking job, Homesick. And Skyjack saying, well done, Racer Brown. And Joker saying, Racer Brown, that was... Oh, Coy, that was a race, mate. Man, you and Coy together, Jokers, that was stunning, man. How you kept that up for 2.5 hours, I do not know. Great racing from the Jaguar drivers. Right then, I won't hold you up anymore. Check us out on Tuesday for the Ferraris Sprint Trophy. I don't know where it's at. And then the Pacific Rim Championship, that's at Sardinia B, I believe, for a 90-minute race. And that is all that we've got planned for you at the moment. That is the only things I know that are written down. So check out those two races. I'm sure there's going to be some one-off GT7 races coming soon on the horizon. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club for our first endurance race of the year, Suzuka 2.5, and it was a cracker. And I don't know where we're going next, but I cannot wait. I think it might be on a different game. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Hugh Jardon. Thank you for checking us out here at the Virtual Racers Club. We're at www.virtualracersclub.co.uk for all our tables and information and a way to get to Discord if you're new and you want to know. Don't forget to hit like, don't forget to subscribe, do all those things that words that never used to exist, but now they do. So do that because it's cool and you want to be cool. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Peace and love. Peace and love. See you guys.